Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's stream. It's the Premier League's back. What else is there to say? The Premier League is back. Hello, everyone. My name is LNobbins. Of course, it is a new season. And it's just a new era, of course, on my watch-alongs. Unfortunately, we are having some technical difficulties today. Hopefully, that will be resolved tomorrow. Hence, why I'm slightly later than usual. But you know, early days in the season, early technological issues. It is a thing. But hello, everyone. Hello, Baldy, Clegg. I think you're on a new account. How you doing? You showed a girlfriend a picture of me calling me a beautiful human. She then blocked me because I was cheating. Wait, what? Wait, because she thought you were cheating, Clegg, or because you actually were? Drill, less of that. Jack, no, normally it would start 5 minutes before the stream would start anyway. Don't worry about it, Jack. Don't worry about it. Camera looks great. Don't even worry about it. Everton need a new manager. No caps as Baldy. We'll talk about Everton later because, in fact, shall I just close that window because it's quite it's putting a lot of natural light on me, which is nice. But I've just realised I haven't even put this light on. Let's shine some light on the situation. Oh, there we go. That's much better. Much better. Much better. Much more aesthetic. And for Overblown Bubbles' drill, he's already started singing the songs of other football teams. Yes, it was a pretty mad day earlier in the Premier League. I chose not to stream Fulham versus Liverpool. I honestly thought it was just going to be a routine Liverpool victory against a newly promoted side. That was not the case at all. But I did enjoy watching the game, so I was quite happy to not end up streaming it. But yeah, I thought my takeaway from that game was Fulham at least deserved a draw. Thought overall they were the better side in terms of the full 90 minutes. Mitrovic bullied Trent and also Van Dijk for large portions of the game. I thought he had Van Dijk's number for nearly all of that game. Not just the penalty. There was another incident when he was like running through and he took Van Dijk to his left and then he did him and then basically just like got him out of the game. Fulham wanted it more, says Baldy. Yeah, especially in the first half, they were just totally all over Liverpool. Liverpool were nowhere. They came back into it in the second half, obviously. I think the introduction of Darwin Núñez had a lot to do with that. He played very well, and I think Drill said it. He's got to probably start most games now. I thought Firmino was quite poor. Luis Diaz was interesting. He was quite good in the first half, but then sort of faded away. As Liverpool came into the game, which was interesting. But having a proper focal point up front for Liverpool seemed to help them. I thought Fulham's captain was poor in the game, not just for the second goal. I just thought I wasn't really convinced by the centre halves throughout. Núñez and Salah look brilliant together. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be a very fruitful partnership. As I say, I thought Núñez played very well when he came on, and it wouldn't surprise me if he was given a proper run in the team now and just permanently takes over Firmino's spot. First goal. Yeah, exactly, Baldy. I thought Fulham were very poor defensively. Just whenever, I mean, it didn't happen often in the first half, but when Liverpool came forward, it always looked like Liverpool were going to do quite well. In terms of so that's the Liverpool goals covered, just like poor defending from the centre halves. And then from a Liverpool perspective, who are normally so sure at the back, they had the joint best record last season in terms of goals conceded. Trent, I appreciate that it is, you know, Trent in the air against Mitrovic. I'm not expecting him to, you know, out-muscle Mitrovic. I'm not expecting him to, you know, put his life on the line, but he does need to be doing more. I don't even know if he knew Mitrovic was coming at him. His awareness wasn't quite good enough. Even, he doesn't, as I say, he doesn't have to out-muscle him, but he does need to do something, whether that's jumping, whether that's putting him off slightly. Trent had to do better defensively there, and it was a penalty. Baldy, I disagree. He could have done something. Not, as I said, I'm not saying he's got to properly go for it, but he just stood there and just allowed Mitrovic to come in and do a bullet header. Even if he jumped to slightly put him off his balance, got to do something. Sal, thank you for following the channel. And then the penalty, it was a penalty. It wasn't soft, irrelevant. It was a penalty. They even zoomed into it to show where the contact was. Mitrovic just did Van Dijk in that moment, especially. Took him one way. I think Van Dijk was slightly off balance, and Mitrovic went down and won the penalty and scored the penalty. Hello, Kante. So Fulham, they deserved at least a draw. Thought they played very well. Very impressed with them. Impressed with Nunez as well. And it does mean that we are one game into the season, and Liverpool have already dropped points, and they don't normally drop points in the league, obviously. But it's the first game of the season, and it's coming away against a championship side. I'm not even sure if you can really blame it on early days lack of fitness, because they looked on it in the Community Shield. So I'm not really sure if we can blame it on that. I think just Fulham were very good. They were just very good, and that does mean, in terms, these are the league standings currently. We can see it's actually Spurs. It's actually Spurs who top the Premier League so far, scoring 4 goals against Southampton. Bournemouth getting a cheeky W as well. Getting a cheeky W, but I believe that was against Forest. Let's just have a cheeky little look to make sure that was the case. Oh no, sorry, it was Newcastle against Forest. In fact, shall we go have a look at the live scores and the situations, see what has been happening in the day. As we talked about this before, Fulham taking points away from Liverpool. Liverpool potentially wasteful in front of goal there. I'm surprised at the possession. I thought Fulham had a bit more of the ball, but obviously not. But it didn't really feel like a Liverpool domination in the game. As I said, I think Fulham on the balance of play maybe slightly edged it. I think a draw probably was fair enough ultimately. Bournemouth beating Aston Villa once again. Steven Gerrard, question marks around him as a manager from myself. Are you going to be able to show me the lineups? Yes, you are. So I mean, Coutinho, Ings, Bailly, we're all playing. It looks like it was a stronger starting 11 from Aston Villa. Bournemouth scoring twice. Solanke getting no goals there. Not really that much of a surprise. Potentially a bit of a surprise. Leeds beating Wolves. I did talk about in my predictions how I don't really know what to make of Wolves, and I do think that last season their league position, they probably finished higher than they should have done, thanks in part to the heroics of their goalkeeper. One of the worst sides. Well, they were apart from the relegated sides, they were the worst in terms of like creating chances and shooting, essentially. Let's have a look at the teams who got the goals for Leeds. It was Rodrigo got the scoring off. Oh no, sorry, Wolves actually scored first. That's interesting. So Wolves took the lead and then lost. And then, there we go, poor Nottingham Forest, losing in their first game back in the Premier League for however many years. There is Jay Lings, obviously contributing massively to that effort. This is a really good signing. I talked about it in my predictions video. Nick Pope, very good. Very happy with that. Callum Wilson getting a goal. Who knows? Maybe I'll put him into my fantasy team. And then finally, Spurs 4-1 looks quite straightforward, although they did actually go one goal down, but it looks like that was just early doors panic. Who else would it be with the goal but James Ward-Prowse? And then Conte Spurs, who I do think will actually challenge in the Premier League this season. In terms of how that impacts my fantasy football, this is my fantasy football team. Look at that, Salah getting me some points. I mean, I know everyone's got points there, but from this game's perspective, these are the players that I'm interested in. You guys have all had a go at me for having Gordon in my team. Maybe that will be proven to be incorrect. And I probably shouldn't have had a Everton midfielder and a Chelsea defender in the same game, should I? But who cares? Who cares? We're out here now. And these are the lineups as well. There is no Dele Alli, which is interesting. I think he might be injured. I'm guessing so. I was told by Everton fans he was going to play like a sort of like false nine role with Calvert-Lewin injured. No room for Cucurella to make his Chelsea debut. Chelsea realistically should comfortably win this game. Raheem Sterling is... Can I even zoom in? No, I can't. Lol, what a huge L. Raheem Sterling is going to have a great game because he is a great player. But we will assess that as we go. But yes, I just wanted to have a look at the... the scores on the doors to see what was happening. VAR. Oh, we've gone to VAR. By mistake. VAR. Hey, Grandrous, thank you so much for the host and the raid. Thank you. Grandudius. How you doing, man? Welcome. But let me catch up on the chat whilst I was just having a cheeky little rant. Not a rant, just a little ramble. Virgil needs to shape up a bit more for the big games. Trent needs to get better at defending. I agree. So I'm sure Van Dijk will be fine. We'll get into it. But yes, Grandudis, thank you for the raid. How you doing, my man? What have you been up to today? Drill thinks we've got to go get a centre mid. Who's that in replacement of Drill? Let me know. So I think Kanate would perform better than Matip. I didn't think Matip was bad, in fairness. Baldy, it was a similar thing. However, the big difference was City were away against Spurs, not a newly promoted side. They also were the better side in that game. Overall, they just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net for Ferran Torres especially. And also City barely had a pre-season. So that was a bit of a false dawn. Southampton staying up, says Jack. Gerrard could get sacked. He's underachieving, says Baldy. I agree. Not worried about today. Spurs going to start last season, still won the league. Wolves are about to lose Cody. Dusted club. Dusted club. Oi, KX, what's your problem with the touchscreen? What do you mean I'm so far behind? Oh, do you mean in terms of the FPL league, lol? Matty, there was going to be, but there wasn't enough interest in it. Marshall will be top scorer if he can stay fit as Kai. Less of that. Less of that. Your greatest commentator on live scores in the EFL, in the championship. Excellent stuff. Who's your championship club of choice? We need to sign someone, says Drill. There we go. I think I'm all caught up to date. If I did miss your comment, feel free to leave it again, and I will get back to you. But yes, of course, Cakes, we're using the touch screen because it's really good. This isn't the end tactical board. I do have someone making a tactical board for me in the background, so that will hopefully add a bit of niceness to the streams. I want to add a bit more production value, etc. Once I get that, I'll be able to hopefully build the stream around it. Show the championship scores. I'm not really interested right now, to be fair. I can't lie. Oh, Dele Alli. That's what I was going to do. I was going to talk about Dele Alli. Michael, thank you so much for following. Yeah, Dele Alli's on the bench, and I was under the impression he was going to be used as this sort of false nine situation. I've put it so that Gray is going to be that sort of... Because Calvert-Lewin is injured. Calvert-Lewin is injured. So there you go. Tab just won. What do you mean? Come on, Joe. You see? It can be done. It can be done. It's not just for you, Drill. I promise. Yeah, so Gray, I've got us through the middle. I'd love it if it was Gordon through the middle, because I've got him in my fantasy. I've also got Reece James. Those are the two players I'll be keeping an eye on. You know, if Dele Alli comes on, does a job at false nine, maybe I'll try to slap him in instead, but we will see what happens. We will see what happens and what the state of play is there. I feel like I need to get a Spurs attacker, and I got Perisic, but I feel like I need someone like Kilevsky, or however it's pronounced. Sutton United let you down hugely. Oh, Grand, I'm sorry to hear that. Are you a Sutton United fan, Grand? Let me know. Let me know. Da -da 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 -da. 5:30 kickoff. Oh, the Premier League is back, boys, and Raheem Sterling is on my TV advertising Gillette. What a huge W of a man. God, I love Sterling. I hope Sterling does well in this game. I'd love it. It's going to be an interesting battle. I'm interested to see actually who the right centre-half is going to be. I've got it as Mina, but I'm not sure if it will be Mina, Godfrey, or Tarkowski. I'm assuming Everton will be playing this 5-back. Tarkowski normally associated with the back four at Burnley, but we'll be interested to see how he copes with that. But if Sterling is given enough time and space, boys, don't really know Patterson. Whoever it is, Mina ain't exactly the most, what's the word? Swift on his feet, let's say. Nimble. Sterling will have some good joy on that, on Everton's right-hand side. 1-0 up after 16 minutes. Let 2 goals in injury time. Oh, Grand. I feel very bad for you. I'm sorry. If you're new, I am a Manchester City fan. City will be playing tomorrow, and we will be doing a watch-along of that game as well against West Ham. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. A tricky start to the season for... I mean, it was a trickier start to the season last season away against Spurs when the squad barely had a pre-season. However, I'm hopeful. I am hopeful that City can hopefully get a cheeky win against West Ham. Failed to win their last season, though. Failed to win their last season. Oi, Kai, less of that. And I think Baldy activated it earlier, but do feel free to get involved in the debate of the day, guys. If someone wants to do exclamation mark debate or exclamation mark DOTD, we can have a look at it and have a chat about that if we'd like to. we should go and buy Mateus Nunes. Oh, you can't have two players called like Nunes or Nunez. That's going to confuse me, Drill. Can they not sign? Can we not do that, please? Hackernis, thank you for following. Yes, today's debate of the day, because we're still in the transfer window and anything can happen. Who do Everton and Chelsea, it's a double-pronged question, who do Everton need to sign to have a great season, and who did Chelsea need to sign to have a great season? Shall we actually take a look at their transfer activity, boys? Shall we have a look together? Let's see what the state of play is. The art of 3 Gabriels. Yeah, if they could please kill one of them, that would be lovely stuff. Hello, how you doing? Zoom in a little bit so you can see my beautiful face a bit more. Or you can see my lovely sweat patch there. It's hot in this room. There we go. Hey, how are you? Let's have a look, shall we, at the incomings. If Transfermarkt wants to work. If it doesn't work, this is going to be an embarrassing segment that I wanted to go to. I just wanted to have a look at the signings. But never mind. Transfermarkt is currently offline, so we will not be doing that. Never mind. Never mind. That's not happening. I love it. I love it when the technology doesn't work. That's my favourite thing. Aston Villa, thank you for following. Are you the entire club of Aston Villa? Let me know. Cohen, Darwin, and 1 Nunes. Okay, fair enough, Joe. Apparently, I am getting the pronunciation correct. It is apparently It's apparently Nunez. I don't know if it was Nunes or Nunez or Nunez. It is apparently Nunez. So I'm actually doing okay from a pronunciation perspective. Everton could sign Prime Messi and they still get relegated. Drill, do you have them for relegation? Holger, my opinions on the Liverpool game. I'll get back to that very shortly. We did discuss that at the start of the stream, but I will recap it for you. You are the whole club. Love that from you. Jack went all in and lost one idiot. I've been told it's Nunez. Like N-E-W is in the English word new, and then Nunez. That's what I've been told. But yeah. The Liverpool game, and then I'll get involved in the debate of the day myself. The Liverpool game, had a chat about it. I think that it's obviously hard when you're coming up against Mitrovic. However, Trent has to do better on the cross. I don't even know if he's aware that he is coming at him, but he is. Mitrovic played very well. He did Van Dijk on a couple of occasions. Penalty, it was a penalty. Fulham was suspect at the back, but they are championship defenders last season, so it's fair enough. And on the balance of play, Fulham maybe just about edged it, although a draw at the end of the day is probably the correct result. But yeah, it's early days, but Liverpool have already dropped 2 points. The fact Everton starting to play with 4 goals in his career at striker today sums up their situation. Yeah, let's talk about Everton before we talk about Chelsea. I wanted to look at their transfers, but I'm not able to. Calvert-Lewin is out for however long. He was injury prone last season. I think he only played 13 games last season. He's a very good player when he's fit. Not last season, but the season before that, and then the season before that, he played very well, scored plenty of goals. But El Nenio for Messi, thank you for following. However, he's injured again. Everton don't seem to have another option. I don't know where... Does Rondon still play for Everton, or is he injured as well? I can't... Oh, Rondon suspended, apparently. Okay, interesting. I'm guessing that's leftover from last season. But either way, having Rondon and an injury-prone Calvert-Lewin are not good enough. Tarkowski's a good defensive signing. I like that as a signing. I still don't really get the Dele Alli signing from last season. Bit wits. That's still really weird to me. So I think they need... I think they need another option at striker, because we are seeing one of McNeil, Gray, or Gordon having to be the striker. And Everton are Everton are in a really weird situation where they don't have awful first-team players, but they spent so much money in recent years that they can't properly invest it because of FFP reasons. So yeah, it's a bit of an L for them. That's why they can't properly reinvest. Although they did sell Richarlison. They sold Richarlison, and I don't think they've actually properly replaced him, have they? So that's something they need to look at. That's like 50 million quid he could put back into the squad. And then from a Chelsea perspective, who do they need to sign? Well, they've signed Cucurella, who I'm guessing that he's not necessarily going to play at left wing back. I'm guessing that he's going to be more of a utility sort of left centre-half player because they've already got Chilwell. They might be losing Alonso, but you've got Chilwell and Cucurella in the same team. It would be a shame if you couldn't play them at the same time. Chelsea lost. They lost Christensen and Rudiger. They've signed Koulibaly and they've signed Cucurella, who can play at left centre-half. I think they probably still need another option because Thiago Silva's old. Azpilicueta ain't getting any younger. Chalobah, is he ready? Maybe not. If you're playing a back three, back five, you do need more options. And I also think that Chelsea need a striker. I think that's the main one for me. They need a clinical striker. If they can find one, if they can get one, then maybe I'd have them sort of like challenging for the title. But as it stands, they don't. Havertz, they're sort of converting into this out-and-out striker. Not sure how well that is going to go. Sterling can get goals, but it works best when he does have a proper striker to bounce off. And I just think that without if Lukaku worked at Chelsea, then he would have been great. But ultimately, he didn't. And unless they sign a proper number 9, I don't think that they will challenge. And I think they will have a relatively disappointing season. I've got them in 4th. A lot of people have got Chelsea in 5th. Let me know where you think Chelsea are going to finish come the end of the season. I've personally got Chelsea in 4th. I know, as I say, a fair few people have got them to miss out on Champions League football and Arsenal to overtake them. And I've got Everton fighting against relegation. The first team's okay, but they underperform. Lampard is not a good manager. He's not a good manager. And although I think they will survive, I don't think they're going to do much this season. Thoughts on Kielewski keeping up his form from last season? It's a good start. It's a good start for him. And I've got Spurs. I've got Spurs to challenge him to finish 3rd. I think they're going to do really well, Spurs. Jesus would be very good for any top team in Europe, especially Real. Yeah. Jesus would start for most top flight, Champions League teams. But I'm going to sneeze. But City just so good that he can't get his guaranteed minutes at City. So he did really well yesterday against Arsenal. He played, even though he didn't score or get an assist, he's played so well. And also really, Martinelli should have done much better when Gabriel Jesus did some outrageous dribbling. And then and Martinelli just somehow missed it. No idea how he scuffed that one. Kante is starting in 2022. Absolutely, he is. Is that a sort of like double midfield? And then Sky have got Sterling through the middle. They've got Sterling through the middle rather than Havertz. I would be surprised if that was the case because while Sterling can play centrally, that is easily his worst position across the front 3 positions. It's easily his worst, whether it's as a false 9 or an out-and-out striker. Chelsea have bigger pull than City, but City pulled out of the deal. What happened to Townsend? It's a good question. Oh, he's got a cruciate ligament injury. He'll be back in early October 2022, apparently. That's what happened to Townsend, KX. You'll score this match. Kante's going to score. Love it. Choa has a bad knee. Once you've done your ACL, you're never the same. Keeps on going as it's weaker. Yes, that's true. Quite right. Look at Drill Hub and his nice little VIP badge. Chelsea should start Brozier. This front 3 is wasted. XG Central. Hello, Zach, my man. Everton have reinvested the Richarlison money very well, says El Dorito. Who have they bought? Who have they bought, El Dorito? Apart from Tarkovsky, who I believe they got on a free. Who have they signed? They didn't sign any... I don't think they signed anyone of note when I did my predictions video and looked into it. So I'm guessing I'm assuming they've signed someone since. Small upfront fees and money over time. But who have they bought, El Dorito? No. We want Sterling to do well. McNeil. There. No, it's Zach. That's fine, mate. And there we go. The Premier League is back on the LNobbins Twitch and YouTube and TikTok channel. Yeah, I don't know where this Richarlison money's been reinvested into. No, I want Sterling to do very well. I like Sterling a lot. I don't want Chelsea to do well because I want City to do well. From Burnley. Yeah, so they've bought Tarkovsky on a free and who got relegated, and then And then they brought in What's It on a free as well. That is his name, by the way. His name is What's It. I love it when this doesn't work. Come on, Spurs to Zach. Zach, they've won. Zach won Zach won today. Spurs won today. That is a thing. They signed a player who can't score goals and some random DM who's very unproven. And there is a Koulibaly, 34 million signing from Napoli. That's going to be interesting to see because he's been linked so strongly with the... I think City went in for him. You know, the year they got Ruben Diaz, he was first on the list. Napoli wanted too much for him, so City said no. As I say, he's always been linked with Premier League clubs, whether it's, you know, United or City or Chelsea or whoever. So it's going to be really interesting to see how he does. Because even with Napoli, I feel like he's not played that many Champions League games or gone that deep in the Champions League with Napoli. So, potential unknown, but it's going to be interesting. Oi, less of that. Tarkov's going to free, yeah. McNeil, 5 mil up front, 10 mil after time. That going low option to buy. Onana. Is that the goalkeeper? Is Onana the goalkeeper who got done for being a druggie, or am I thinking of someone else? Have they signed Gay? If they get Gay back, that would be good. 42, Ben, I told you. I told you, Ben. There's another Onana. Oh, what position's he? What position is he? He's even starting. Where is he? Where is this little rat? He's not starting, is he? No. He's not on the bench either. Ben, mate. It's from The Meaning of Life. Sorry, it's from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Oh, yeah, guys, get your score predictions in. Thank you for that, Mo. Mo's going 3-1 to Chelsea. I will predict a Chelsea victory. But it's not going to be that impressive. But Everton won't score. That's the thing. Everton won't score. I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0. Comfortable, easy, safe win for Chelsea. I think they need to do more, El Dorito. We couldn't get Gate and Onana done before registration time, so they'll be announced soon. Oh, I see. I understand. Zach thinks 3-2 to Chelsea. KX, mate, how am I supposed to know this random guy from Lille? What do you want? Don't act like you've ever watched him at fucking Lille in the French league. Don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit. What's your answer then, Ben? We wanted Koulibaly the season after we won the league. If we signed him, we would have won the league that year because of the fact we had a competent centre-half that was fit. But why didn't they? And Grand, thank you again for the raids. Yeah, I bet you do, Ben. I bet you're an avid Lille fan. Don't give me that. 4-0 thinks TD. He'd prefer coming to us over West Ham. I want Chelsea to concede to James owns the muddy. Well, I am a James owner. So, come on. Yeah, but who cares? Oh, wow, you knew they signed him. You don't know anything about him or how he plays or if he's any good. So, come on, KX. Come on, mate. Don't give me that faux... Don't give me that faux knowledge. Do you know what I mean? 1-0 Chelsea in a career ending... Right, Jack, stop being mean to Sterling. Sterling has done literally nothing wrong. I've also known the keeper went into Asia to go. I don't really care about him. That's the thing. Messi isn't that good, Baldy. Are you okay, mate? Man's race, you have to find the person you love somewhere you have true happiness and have your own family. Well, Ben, isn't that lovely? Isn't that a lovely answer? You're feeling very philosophical today, Ben. Now it's a big beast, 6'5", very strong, rapid workhorse. Why are my stats not showing? I'm upset. No, Ben, I rate it, man. I rate it. I've gone for fun to play against the Pep Roulette. We'll probably get fucked. Yeah, it's Mo. He should start because of how well he did when he came on against Liverpool. However, all I would say is that Sterling gets fouled. Well done, Raz. Is that he didn't have a proper pre-season. So that might be going against him in respect of actually starting the game. Chelsea in their really sort of weird awake. CJ, thank you for following the Twitch. If you are watching and you haven't already followed the Twitch, what are you doing? Big Tack already leaving one in on Sterling. He's just letting him know he's there. He's letting him know he's there. The more I look at the Chelsea kit, the more I don't like it. I don't really like the weird blue things. Sterling is not shy. Baldy, I know he broke your heart, and I appreciate it's an emotional response from you, but let's not be silly. He isn't shy at all. He's actually a very good player. He's the second... What's the mad stat about him? Is James whips it? Oh, I thought James was already going to get an assist. But the header wasn't the best. I think it came from Havertz. Only Messi has more goal contributions under Pep Guardiola than Raheem Sterling. I know you like it, Drill, but you're a fraudulent man. Again, I know he broke your heart, guys, but it's okay. Drill, do you like your VIP badge? With your little diamond next to it? You better add. Zach, of course you are. Messi isn't even that good. Okay, Baldy, we need to calm down. You kind of want an Everton win. Well, to be fair, Everton are going to be nowhere near Liverpool come the end of the season, whereas Chelsea might. So I guess it makes sense for you to want Chelsea to drop some points. Havertz is good at nothing. That's a bit harsh. It's a bit harsh. I just don't really know if this is going to be his best position going forwards. Oh yeah, I was going to pay attention to what's happening with the front three of Chelsea. It does look like it's going to be Sterling central, does it? Surely not. Don't massacre my boy like that. Champions League final goal merchant. Sterling's a consistent bottle job. Baldy, mate, he was like our best player when we won the league in 18-19. What are you chatting? He chatting. He's not Jack. Jack, I'm hoping that's an emotional response. Don't be a fool. He is. Why is Sterling central, though? I don't like that. Don't like that. That's in 18-19. No, I think Sterling was better. It was between Sterling and Van Dijk for Player of the Year. KX, what have you had enough of? Oh my god. Alright, KX. Hope you're okay. He's not though, is he? Guys, the Sterling hate has got to stop. He's actually a very good footballer. Let's be having less of that. Come on now. Come on now. Sterling being booed by everyone. Come on. He played for Liverpool like fucking 10 years ago. Get over it. Everton fans. Rashford. Right, okay, Ben. What is happening? So back. No, Teb, you're thinking of Elanga, mate. You're thinking of Elanga. Jack, you've lost yourself to madness. You've lost yourself to madness if you're saying he was shit at the Euros. He was literally England's best player. What is happening? What is happening right here, right now? He's got no technical... Shut up, Tayab. Sterling is a journeyman. Each time he's left, he's downgraded. How on earth did he downgrade from going to a Liverpool side which finished, what, 5th or 6th? And went on to a Manchester City side which was in the Champions League and has gone on to win 4 Premier League titles and was instrumental in lots of that. Lots of that. You get a diamond, Zach. I give that. That's one of the features given to my golden knoblets, as it's a bad pass back there. Oh, and somehow Pickford has gifted an opportunity to Chelsea, and Havertz had to do better there. He had Raheem Sterling and Mason Mount in the middle. No idea what Pickford's doing. Good lord. Oh, Godfrey. I think Godfrey's like shaking his head. It was... I mean, I think the ball probably went out to play anyway, but Pickford really should have just left that. So it is a bad pass back by Godfrey, but Pickford should have just left it. Good lord. No worries, Zach, but that just wanted to let you know that is how you get a VIP badge. Yeah, what 4 Premier League titles, including a domestic treble and a Centurion year for Sterling. I come back to say Havertz is good at nothing still. Our World Cup #1 is coming home. Yeah, that was... interesting. Godfrey's down in a lot of pain here. I think it might be his ankle. He seems to be clutching onto the ref. This is going to be the end of Godfrey's game. Welp. Already, it's a great start for Everton, getting an injury. Thoughts on Benteke to DC United? I mean, it's probably his level. Dortmund are winning. Excellent stuff, Jack. The main badge you can get for free if you do something special. Don't know. Don't think so. Hello, Gasky. Who's in Florida right now? Gasky. How you doing, man? The Knobcast will be coming soon, by the way. Myself and Gasky. The reason why we haven't started it. Blame Gasky. It's because he decided to go to Florida, the rat. But as soon as he's back, which should be just after match week 2, we will be starting the podcast that you didn't ask for, but you're still going to get it. You're still going to get it. No, Zach. Drill is a golden knoblet. Burns. This is why they should stop relying on VAR. The ball was clearly out. He's now seriously injured because of the ref's incompetence. It's a good point. Here's a good point. There's Cucurella. I'm not a fan of his hair, but I am a fan of his beard. £62 million seems like a lot. I thought it was going to be 50 million. Like City weren't willing to go higher than 40 or 45. I think they offered 40, and allegedly they were willing to go as high as 45. But Brighton were like, no, it's 50, and that's it. So City walked away, and I'm not sure how Chelsea turned 50 million into 62, but they apparently have. So I do think it's a good signing. I do think he would be a good player for them. But as I say, it is a lot of money for someone who's had one season in the Premier League. I haven't seen that Chelsea bid £70 million for Fofana. Yeah, I mean, these prices are just getting a little bit out of control. I think is that Holgate coming on? They have to pay for his hair treatment and boost his value 20% by 20 million. I feel so bad for Gallagher and Ambrosia. I would take Gallagher at Liverpool. Yeah, he did well. He did well at Palace last season, didn't he? And if he doesn't get minutes at Chelsea, then he really should be edging for a move away, because I mean I feel like Chelsea have wasted so many players in recent years. Loftus-Cheek, I mean, he should have left ages ago. Don't really know what he's still doing at Chelsea. Hello, Blue Paint. Yes, Godfrey's going to get replaced by Holgate here, it seems. What a shame. What a shame for Everton. What a shame for him. Excuse me, but it's going to be Holgate coming on. That is an all caps. Goodness me, that is an aggressive. That is an aggressive substitution. Not sure what number Holgate is, so we'll just hang tight. Who's on the podcast? Me and Gasky. It'll be in the form of Noblets will get in the future. Noblets will be able to watch us do the podcast on a live stream. However, initially we're just uploading them as YouTube videos, and then even when we do the live streams, they will also just be uploaded as YouTube videos. So the Noblets just get to see them early. That's all, Ryan. So they'll just go in LNobbins FC, the YouTube channel, and I'll probably pop clips on the TikTok as well if we get some good clips as well. If you haven't followed the Knobcast on TikTok, by the way, that will be the Future Clips channel. It does exist. Linesman False with Blue Paint. Yeah, should have just done it. It's not that sort of podcast, Jack. See, look, they've got the gas out, so Godfrey's broken his leg, ankle, and they need to start using the linesmans more. Yeah, he was properly like shaking and going like that, as if like he'd really damaged something. There were a couple moments like that. It was in the Fulham Liverpool game where a Fulham player was so blatantly offside, and Van Dijk was screaming at the lines because like, you've made me run for no reason. And it is like, if it's so obvious that like it's offside, or that it's gone out of play, or that it's a foul, or whatever, like just put your flag up immediately. If you're not sure and there's some doubt in your head, keep your flag down. But if it's like a meter offside, then what's the point of just stalling? You're just wasting everyone's time, wasting energy, and as we've seen here, potentially creating injuries. Zach, go for it. Nah, Jack, it's not that sort of podcast. United should go for Brozier, not a bad backup. Kukrell's racist, says Jack. I don't know what that's based on. Yeah, Gasky, hope you're enjoying your holiday. I believe he's at Disney World. Is it Disney World in... Is it Disneyland Paris and Disney World in Florida? I think that might be the case. It's like a family thing. I mean, 93 sounds like a W to me. The supporters are clapping. I think someone's passed away. That's very sad. FIFA's dead. This is what happens with FIFA all the time. Ben, you're saying that, and then next month you'll be like, oh, FIFA's amazing. Guaranteed. Jack, you're not going to enjoy it then, because I can guarantee you won't be on it. It's not that sort of podcast. A Cucurella called a monkey. Oh gosh, is that confirmed or is that all alleged? Because that's very, it's a very sticky situation. End of next month. Well, there you go. See, as soon as that comes in, you'll be wanking over it, I'm sure. So we'll be having less of that. And at the end of all that, it is going to be a corner to Chelsea. But it's taken ages to actually get Godfrey onto the stretcher. So it does just go to show the severity of the injury. We said before, it's probably going to be a broken leg or ankle or something thereof. And that's very sad. Yeah, he's got it strapped up. That's sad. Hello, Brad. Don't know what based means, Brad. Ben Holland smells. Don't be mean, Tab. What a shame, but it's not what Lampard needs. Obviously, injuries are bad, but especially if you're playing a back three, back five, you need a lot of centre-half options, and to have one of your main ones gone. I mean, maybe he's out for the whole season. If he's, like, broken his leg, he could very easily be out for the whole season. As Holgate comes on for the injured Godfrey. So a bit of a downgrade immediately. Who's being stretchered? It was Godfrey, CJ. It was Godfrey. Imagine having 0 knob coins. I've given everyone their knob coins, by the way. So we are all up to date now. We're all up to date. It's been a bit of a dead game so far. The injury was the most exciting bit of it. Here is Reece James. He's in my FPL. Get me some points, Reece. Oh. Headed away again. It's going to be another corner. Yes, Zach, you get knob coins just by watching. What's my prediction? I've gone for a 2-0 to Chelsea. Gone for a 2-0. I think that Everton will not score. Here is Raz. I think Sterling will score a goal as well. Mount and Pickford saved but spilled it at the same time. Could he have done better there? Pickford's such a weird goalkeeper, man. I can't tell if he's any good. I mean, no, okay, no, to be fair, no, I am being harsh. He couldn't really catch that. Yeah, fair play. You can do exclamation mark knob coins or points, Zach. No, Ben, do not tell Zach a lie. Well done, Curtis. It was a good strike from Mount, yeah. And a good parry away by Pickford. That being said, I still have question marks around Pickford. I can't tell whether he's good or not. He's one of those. Comes in now, and he just lets it go behind. Bad corner. Bad corner. Bad. Hey, if Reece James keeps taking those corners, though, get me those points for the FPL. Prove me right in picking you over Trent, you little rat. I swear. See, everyone having a go at me for not picking a Liverpool defender today. Yeah. Yeah, you see? It's all a master plan. It wasn't just blind luck. It wasn't just blind luck. Anyway. Should do if you want to, but you will gamble all of your knob coins and you could potentially lose them. Everton with a rare foray forwards, and Chelsea just cleared away immediately. Okay. Up the knobs. Thank you, JH Plays. How you doing, man? Little Riker and Singular closer contest start off with drop points. Nothing little about it, Fionn. I was ecstatic. I was celebrating like City had won because that's huge. Doesn't matter when it happens in the season. Liverpool very rarely drop points. How many times did they drop points last season? Very rarely happens. Never mind it happening so early. So I was ecstatic. I cannot lie, Fionn. Oh, Zach, you've lost all your knob coins now. Tab's feeling kind. Aren't you nice, Tab, donating? Don't worry, Zach. Tab gave you some. What a nice man he is. In theory, what's happening with Kimpembe? Because I know Chelsea were linked with him. They're also linked with De Ligt, who went to Bayern, and they were linked with Koundé, who went to Barca. They seem to have been linked to... And they're also linked with Nathan Ake, who's thankfully stayed at City. It's linked with every single defender, it seems. Makes sense, because they lost Rudiger and Christensen, and Thiago Silva is getting on. But if you think of oh, Raz has done really well there. Oh, come on, ref. He's pushed him. Pinnock. How is that? Oh, come on now. If he's got like 3 players on top of him, referee, what do you want from him? Says a lot about Spurs' intention to score 4 and not 1 from Kane or Son. Yeah, Spurs are going to do well. That is... Like, what's he... Like, what is Sterling supposed to do there? He's literally on top of him. But genuinely, why isn't that a penalty? Sterling is literally pinned on the floor. Why isn't that a foul? He physically cannot get up because he's got him on top of him. That's so... I don't like that. There's a flaw in the rules there. Zach can't afford Noblet, Jack. Don't be mean to Sterling, by the way. Don't be mean. Seb, why are you angry, mate? Why are you angry? What's going on? Last time City faced West Ham on the opening game, City won 5-0. I think it was against Pellegrini's West Ham. I remember that game. But it's a very different situation. City failed. They failed to beat West Ham last season. Although they really should have done. They were much the better side. Coming back from 2-0 down. And they should have had a penalty. And they really should have scored the penalty that they were given. If you want to have a look at Noblet, Zach, you can click that link there. Has he even given you the link? What is wrong with my commands? Can someone do exclamation mark OnlyFans or something? Because it's not working for me. I don't know why. Oh, Everton coming forwards and it comes to nothing. It's a corner, though! And now the Everton fans can cheer and celebrate something. Well done, Blue Paint. You see, guys, it's not rigged. People win. What has Anthony Gordon done to his hair? Oh my god, he's bleached it blonde. Yeah, for some reason the bot's not working for some things. How weird. How weird. That's obviously something I need to look into. But BS, Noblet is, I believe it will cost you £6 a month because it's £5 plus VAT. Oh, and Mendy tips it over the bar. That's better from Everton. Well done. Tarkowski. I love Tarkowski so much. I think, to be fair, I think it's heading over anyway. I'm pretty sure it would have been, like, clipping the crossbar and going over anyway, but who cares? Really good save. Good header by Tarkowski. I'm definitely not going to bleach my hair. Less of that. I wonder why I can't do the link. How weird is that? How weird. That's apparently a foul. And that's reset the play. Right, if I pop it here, what happens? There we go. There you go, Zach. If you want to find out how much it costs, and if you want to and are able to support, you can click that link there, which I've just given you. Kante doing some business, giving the ball away, though. Everton have been all right so far. They've only really had sort of like one opportunity, and they nearly scored it, in fairness. But Chelsea have been dominating the play, as you'd expect for them. And Raheem the Dream Sterling. What about Lampard's one of the odds-on favourites to be sat first? Yes, Fionn. In fact, I'll say it. In fact, I'll say it now. I'll commit. Lampard will get sacked first because he is not a good manager, and Everton are not good. Everton will underperform like they did last season. Here's Raz. Well, lovely play by Sterling. What a fantastic ball, which went to no one. I also miss Raz at City. I really hope it does well. As I say, I can want Sterling to do well without wanting Chelsea to necessarily do well. Nathan Patterson, £16 million from Rangers in January. Good to know. Thanks for that, mate. Gerrard to get sacked first. I'll tell you what, we were talking about in terms of the results. Yeah. Aston Villa have one of the most valuable squads in the Premier League. Oh, brilliant dribbling by Raheem. Just couldn't quite get the clip in. Lovely dribbling, though. Everton got to watch out for that. Hello, Josh, my man. Josh, get your score predictions in for this game, sir. Do it now. Do it. Sterling did well to beat his man, but just need to clip it slightly higher. But he's won his team a corner. He's won his team a corner. Gerrard, underperforming. He's got one of those valuable squads. He's got to do better. I am still surprised that they managed to bottle a 2-0 lead against City on the last day of the season. Not sure how they managed that. Because City were poor in that game. They were so poor. In fact, Villa probably should have scored 3. Ben, why would you do that, mate? That's not very nice. JH Plays thinks a 3-1 to Chelsea. I've gone for a 2-0 to Chelsea, by the way. Nice play by N'Golo. And here is Kante. Oh, I thought he could maybe cross it in first time to Raz. He's dispossessed by McNeil. Oh, Decore with a little shimmy. And Reece James has found his way in central midfield somehow. What is happening here? And because of that, there's no space. There's no right wing back. Because I was just said it. Reece James, for some reason, was in central midfield. It's an interesting cross. It's Gordon. Oh. I think it came off his shoulder in the end. Come on, Gordon, mate. I've taken a risk on you, putting you in my FBL. Do better. I think you get... I'm not sure what it is. Like it's an amount every 10 minutes, but that is why lots of people do sign up to the Patreon, because they get 5,000 knob coins a month, or 10,000 or 20,000. Let's see Klopp's latest moment. Pitch too dry. I did not see that. Is that real? Surely he didn't actually say that. Surely he didn't actually say that. It's so weird when people do that. Oh, you know, like, we mustn't forget it's been raining. It's raining for both sides. The pitch is dry for both sides. He did say it. Oh, my God. How odd. And Zach, if you want more knob coins, another way you can get them is by joining our Discord server and taking part in the server games. He's got to find a different excuse. One of them was it was too windy, was it? Was that last season or the season before when he said it was too windy? It's like, come on now. It's not just when Klopp says it, it's when everyone... Just when everyone says it. It's like, what are you doing? I was going to go to this game, but want to go to a home game more. It's fair. Yeah, you want the better home atmosphere, maybe. If for some reason it's not working... I don't know why the bot's not working. I don't know why it's not working. The bot is fucking me. I love having technological issues. Havertz not really doing the business so far. And ends up apparently committing the foul on Mina. Because it is a very unorthodox front three from Chelsea. It's making it very easy for Everton to sort of like mark against it. Which sounds counterintuitive. Because you might say, well, unorthodox front three, you never know where they're going to be. That rhymes. But it's almost as if this front three so far does not really know how to play with each other. Is Patterson playing? Patterson is playing Fion. Was been here to send just before getting sacked, but Lampard missing a trick of his own line. Yes, he is playing Fion at right wing back today. Yeah, right wing back. So he'll have his work cut out. He's up against Raheem Sterling and Everton again. There's a late runner. Oh, and that's poor. And here's Raheem. He can run at the Everton defence now. Come on, Raz. Oh, Iwobi's getting back. There's 3 players. That's a foul. What? Hey, I was going to say, yeah, that's definitely a foul. He had 3 players around him. He wins side a foul. Well done, Raz. Zhao Cancelo, the best number 7 in the world. I do like how he's got the number 7 now. I love that from him. Shows how attack-minded he is. The newly promoted sides have been very impressive, except Forest. Of course. Well, it's early days, obviously. But so far, my prediction for Forest finishing rock bottom is coming to fruition, that they will get relegated. It's obviously very early days. So it's nearly an irrelevant thing to say. Still just got outpaced by Iwobi. He just got fouled by Iwobi, Jack. What are you chatting? What are you chatting? I'll be back when Everton score. That might not happen, Tayab. That might not happen. Both sides not been very clinical so far. Early days, though. Early days, Chelsea dominating the play as you'd expect them to. Reece James is over this. Can he get me an assist for FPL? No, he can't. Cleared away quite easily. What are your thoughts on Havertz as this sort of potential striking outright number 9 option, Blue Paint? Do you like it, or do you think it's not his best position long term? I'm not convinced it's his best position long term. Jack, you need to calm down. Sterling is very good. We'll be having less of this Sterling slander. Raheem is my boy. I might put him in my FBL for vibes, just to annoy everyone. Havertz's pants. I just don't think he's being used properly. That's all. Havertz should develop into a very good player. Here is Raz. Just attack him. You're better than him, mate. Oh, he's done him. Well done, Sterling. Oh, that is really nice play from Sterling. Again. God, he's good. Hello, Foden. Put in Raheem. I might have to, Fionn, because he's doing some cheeky work. The only Chelsea player I've got is Reece James. Wrong system for him. Is that Havertz, Jack? That's what I'm saying. I don't really know what Havertz's best position is. Dangerous corner. Holgate's able to deal with it. A lucky turn. A very good turn. And then a really nice pass. I'll have you know, Ben. Lanky German fraud. Put Raheem in your FBL and watch him do what Lampard did for you against Chelsea in 2015. There you go. It could happen. And Chelsea have already had 9 corners so far, by the way. Comes in again. Everton defend it again. But it's a 10th corner now. Thought Jesus would have bagged me a few points yesterday. Still love him, though. Jesus played really well yesterday. I watched that whole game. He didn't get a goal or an assist, but he was so dangerous on the front foot, adding a different dimension to Arsenal's attack. Really impressive stuff from Jesus. He's a perfect Arteta player. And once again, Everton clear it. And they clear it again. Well done, Chelsea. They force them back, do they? And Kante tries to clip it back. I feel like Kante hasn't been, like, great for maybe 2 or 3 years. Which is a shame. If Sterling scored against City and shushed the crowd, would I hate him? No, I wouldn't. Why would he shush the crowd? I'm hoping that City fans aren't going to be twats and boo him. I'm gonna cheer him. That is a foul by Koulibaly. I mean, should be a yellow card. Breaking up. My voice just broke then. Breaking up a counter attack like that. Gordon did well, driving the ball forwards, progressing it. Yeah, that's a yellow card. When Zinchenko wins the Ballon d'Or after the season, I wait to make an hour-long apology video. Why? Why should I? He'd have to totally change his game style for me to take anything back, because I've always said he's good going forwards, but he is a liability at the back, and he's not as good as, you know, someone like another fullback City have, like Cancelo and Walker. So he's like a good utility player, but he is a liability. And we even saw against Palace, offensively brilliant. In like the first 15 minutes, he was unbelievable. But then you ask questions of him defensively, and he didn't have the answers at times. You put Zinchenko up against the better sides in the Premier League, and he will struggle. I wouldn't want him to start for City against someone like Liverpool or Spurs. Sterling refused to sign a City shirt days after getting transferred. Well, that's all right. He can do what he wants. He doesn't have to sign anything. Hypothetically, if he shush, would you hate him? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't hate Sterling because of what he's done for us. Sterling might be one of the most disrespected players in recent memory. Hello, County fan. What happened versus Godfrey? Essentially, there was a coming together. It looked like he... I mean, realistically, the linesman should have called it as a goal kick because the ball went out of play, or a corner or whatever, because the ball went out of play quite clearly. Pickford kept it in. Godfrey tried to clear it. There ended up being a collision. Looks like he's probably broken his ankle or his leg because he was on that. Is it like gas that they have to like help them through the pain or something, or when they need oxygen, something like that? And he was like properly. He wasn't doing that, rolling around thing, where they pretend to be in pain. They were doing like that motionless, staying still. I'm in a lot of pain sort of thing. So unfortunately, it appears that he's broken his. He suffered a significant injury. And looks like he's been rushed straight off to hospital. Maybe a dislocation, maybe a break, not entirely sure, but certainly something serious. I'm sure we'll get more information about that later. Oh, Reece James crosses it, but there's no one there. There's no one there. If Sterling shushes, I'd have to burn any recollection of him in my house. Less of that. Nora's all County fan. How you doing, by the way, County fan? I'm guessing you're a Notts County fan, but let me know. I'm missing Goat. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, if City don't replace him, then it's a huge error and a huge mistake because City need another option at left back. Because if Walker gets injured or Cancelo gets injured, that means obviously one of those has to play at right back. And then our left back option becomes Wilson Esbrand, who's an academy player. Is he ready? I don't want to take that risk. Or you've got Ake, Laporte, who can technically play there. Do you want to rely on that? I don't think you do. So City need to replace Zinchenko. He was a perfect understudy. I've never been in doubt about that. He was a perfectly adequate and fine backup for City. And a very good starter for Arsenal because that's the level of the side. But Ake or Stones, well, hopefully not Stones. Stones can do a job at right back, but Ake can do a job at left back. But I wouldn't want Ake up against Mo Salah. Or Ake up against... no, it's not a perfect example. Someone like someone of the quality of Son. Or, do you know what I'm trying to say? Oh, Everton, dangerous, but then Kante brings it away. Everton are playing okay, They're doing much better than I thought they would. If you're an Everton fan, you've got to be convinced by this display so far. Chelsea, on the other hand, have been a little bit lackluster in their finishing and just general creative play. Yeah, Kante did well there, didn't he? But he gets dispossessed. Joshua Darius Kamani was... Is that actually his full name? Look, he could be world class, but he's obviously not there right now, is he? He's obviously not ready now. Because he's an academy player. Unless he just is Phil Foden, but at left back, like he's got that sort of level of quality. And that is his full name. Joshua Darius Kamani Wilson Esbrand. I mean, that's just silly. Come on now. It's hard enough when it's double-barreled. Why are you giving him two middle names as well? Cross comes in. Pickford. Maybe made a bit of a meal out of that. Jorginho keeps it alive. I thought there would have been an overlap from Reece James. There wasn't. He receives it now. Just cross it, mate. The cross. Havertz not getting on the end of it. Look, it does look like Havertz has gone to the central position now, rather than Sterling. Sterling potentially more on the left-hand side. I don't even know if Sterling's better on the left or right, because he can play both wings perfectly. It's just the middle where he's a bit wasted as a false 9 or a 9. That ain't it, Chief. Look, it's a beautiful name, Jack. I accept that, but no, he's not better on... Right. Less of this Kante. Sorry, less of this Sterling hate. Guys, I want to know, everyone in the chat right now, I want to know who is getting top goal scorer. Who do you think is getting top goal scorer? Who do you think is going to get the most assists? Top goal scorer, assists. Who's the signing of the season? Sorry, who will be the signing of the season? Best. Who will be the worst signing of the season? And I want to know who's going to be the most improved player from last season or the one to watch. So, 5 things there. I want goal scorer. I want assists. Best signing. Worst signing. Most improved. Speaking of improved, Sterling could improve Chelsea here. And Mason Mount shot is blocked. Probably should have taken it slightly early. And now Everton have the chance to counter-attack. Look at Gordon. Play him in. That's the worst ball ever, Gray, you pile of shite. God's sake. Gordon would have been in. He'd have got me a goal for FPL. For fuck's sake. That's such a poor ball by Gray. He's literally there. Well, I don't know what Reece James did there. But in answer to those questions, I've gone for Harry Kane's going to get top goal scorer. Trent is going to get the most assists. Trent Alexander-Arnold. The best signing is going to be Darwin Nunez. The worst signing, I've gone for Jesse Lingard. Controversial, maybe. And most improved player, or the one to watch, I've gone for Jadon Sancho. Kane to get top goal scorer. Salah for most assists thinks Theon. We're both agreeing in terms of Kane. And also, Zol thinks Kane will get top goal scorer as well. Lovely stuff, Zol. And also, Trent assists. Haaland is the best signing. Tony Marshall, top goal scorer. Brilliant. Come on, Ben. Play it properly. So, Salah, top goal scorer. Trent, best assist. Oh, Gabriel Jesus as the best signing. Interesting. McNeil is the worst. And we agree on Sancho as well. Interesting. McNeil's an interesting shout. Who do you support, by the way, CJ? Ben thinks Sancho as well. Haaland, top goal scorer. Kevin, the most assists. Jesus, the best signing. Sterling, the worst signing. And Luke Shaw as the one to watch. And Pickford spills it. And Raheem Sterling scores. Come on. No, he's offside. No. No. Oh. Fuck's sake. I don't know what Pickford's doing. Why does he spill that? Let's have a look at this. Oh, yeah, he's well offside. What a shame. What is Pickford doing? That is our number one. That is England's number one. And he does that. He's so shit. Now, I've decided Pickford is shit. I've decided. He's too hot and cold for my liking. The issue is, I don't think Ramsdale was that much better. And I think what we need, I think we need Nick Pope to do a madness at Newcastle, just play really well, get better with his feet, and then hope, because he's a good shot stopper. Kim Pickford. You can't rely on him. You cannot rely on him, man. As I say, Ramsdale seems to be second choice. He's not that good. Here's Gordon. Come on, Gordon. Oh, that's lovely play by Gordon. Oh, he's always side the corner. Well done. Wait, what? Goal kick? Oh, don't give me that. That's what you get for having bleach blonde hair, to be fair. Kante is lax in his defending there. It looks like a corner to me. Let's have a look at this. Not sure about that. I think that was a corner. Gordon's playing well again. Everyone, I mean, he hasn't done anything yet so far, but everyone mocked me. Everyone mocked me. Getting Anthony Gordon in. All of the best play from Everton is coming from Anthony Gordon. He will be their main man. If any in good state you want to move to Blackburn. Yeah, Kante, it's not good enough. To be honest, get better. Haaland, what's that? Haaland top goal scorer. KDB most assists. Haaland the best signing. Fofana as the worst if he joins Chelsea. And then Sancho. Interesting, Ben. A lot of City shouts. I think Haaland's going to be sick as well. That miss he did against Liverpool in the Community Shield, that's a false dawn. He's actually going to have a really good season. I'm so convinced of that. City been crying out for a proper striker the last 2 years. We now have one. It would just take the team a little bit of time to get used to it. Kevin De Bruyne, for example. If he's on side, oh. Kevin De Bruyne should have played him in so many times in that Shield match. Just didn't do it. I'm hoping that's just because he's not used to playing with one. But City, that's better for City. You just be more direct. Could we buy the goats with blue paint? Best signing Haaland goals for a secure title well ahead of last day. Want to watch is Lisandro Martinez. That's interesting. Interesting shout. Top goal scorer Scott Carson. Top assists Edison. Best signing Stefan Ortega. Moreno's one to watch. Oh, Alvarez as a one to watch is an interesting shout. 8 minutes of extra time, by the way. Gordon with a very good challenge on Raz. Gordon's played really well. Now just get the goals and assists for my FPL. I'm keeping... I was thinking of selling him because you guys are all shouting at me for having Gordon in. I don't care. I'm keeping in Gordon. Especially with Calvert-Lewin injured. And Dele Alli is shit. All of Everton's attacking play is coming through Anthony Gordon. Confirmed. 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 Nunez might be the best signing, but he's a bit more expensive than Haaland. He is indeed. He is indeed. I think we saw from Fulham that Nunez is already an improvement on Firmino. Firmino's not been the best the last couple of seasons, I feel like. And the difference between Sadio Mane and Luis Diaz, I don't think is that much of a detriment, even though Mane is obviously better. Looking better than Koulibaly, huge WJH plays. Well, I don't mean to Thomas Tuchel. It's not his fault he looks like that. You can't help it. No, Decore, mate. Don't know what you're doing. Not the best ball. Yeah, exactly. Tuchel's no Nobbins. Sancho's going to break through more from last season. I agree, Fionn. But I tell you what, I maintain this. He would have... Fionn, can you remind me who you support, by the way? By the way. Don't know why. What is that? By the way. Some weird Aussie accent there. Oh, Kante's found himself very far forward here. He's got Reece James on the overlap. Oh, Raz! Oh, God, I really want Sterling to score. Hello, Risky Riancia from Indonesia. How you doing? You're not in Indonesia anymore. You're in LNobbins stream. Do you get it? It's a pun. Rangers and United. Well, yeah, Fiona, let me know what your thoughts are on Ronaldo, because I'm convinced that the Ronaldo signing was a huge detriment to Sancho, in that I thought United probably could have tried to almost build their team around Sancho, but throwing in Ronaldo meant that, and this is obviously before all the off-pitch stuff, at the time, I thought the front three would have been better if it was Rashford, Greenwood, and Sancho. But because you have to play Ronaldo, because he's Ronaldo, it means you've got to... And you couldn't drop Greenwood at that point. So it meant that you had to put Greenwood on the right. And then Sancho on the... Or even Rashford on the left. And sort of the point of bringing in Sancho was to have an option on the right. So... So that's one of the main reasons why I thought the Ronaldo signing ultimately was bad business. Signing a 37-year-old on $500,000 a week could never go wrong. What's interesting is that to this day... There's still... I said when it was announced, this is bad business by Man United. I have made a YouTube video on it. Pickford comes out for some reason there. And I also predict him to score a lot of goals, but just scoring goals doesn't make you a good signing because it takes away from the rest of the team, etc. You need to look beyond the goals. And in my predictions video, when I uploaded the United TikTok, and I said that, it's almost if Ronaldo's bad business, he wants to leave as well. People are still obsessing over this myth that his shirt sales paid for him. That's not how shirt sales work. So it's just really weird that people still, we're a year on now, and this is still apparently a really popular myth going around, that Ronaldo's shirt sales paid for the transfer when it didn't come close to paying for the transfer. Yeah, there you go. We should give Scott Carson the same amount the United play, Ronnie. I mean, he deserves it. He's to go. Dortmund are 1-0 up at half-time. Why do you like Dortmund, Jack? They're my German team, but why are they yours? Wasn't the kind of setup Ollie could have managed. Ronaldo goals, got them in top 6. This season, Ten Hag can really progress the squad upwards again. He could. I just think he's going to fail. Through no fault of his own. But... as I said before, the club is a bit of a basket case. It's a bit of a basket case. Ollie's at the wheel, yeah. This first half has sort of died. Hence why I've not really been talking about it in the last few minutes. As I say that, Chelsea come forwards. And it will be cleared away. Did Sterling do well at Chelsea? Well, he's only just signed, Risky. This is his first game, but he's played well so far. I'd actually argue he's been Chelsea's best player so far. He did put the ball in the back of the net, but he was offside. Pickford spilling a really easy chance. I thought he went down a bit too easily there. Maybe slipped, but he did win the foul. He keeps drifting from left to central. See, he popped him in the central area there. Yeah, that wasn't a foul. He just slipped. Unfortunately, Tarkovsky did not foul him, but he won the foul. That's all that matters. Come on, the Raz. And from an Everton perspective, Anthony Gordon has been their best player so far. Zach, love that. Look at all those points, Zach. 75. Kante, can he whip it in? This is my issue. Chelsea, without Lukaku, they do sort of lose a bit of a focal point. And Everton just giving them so much space. In the wide areas, it fell, unfortunately, in a very odd way to Sterling. Wasn't quite able to gather that properly. He's on the ball now, though. What can he do? Ultimate Monday, anything I need the Glazers bought out and done with. I don't think that will be happening. Is that a penalty? And it is. And Decore, for no reason, decided to foul Havertz. What was he doing there? Everton throwing all their good defensive work away. Don't really know what happened there. Kubai played the ball in. Sorry, it's Chilwell. And I don't know what Decore is doing. Why is he grabbing him like that? What an idiot. Forget CR7 losing Lingardinho would be devastating, says Brad. Yeah, no result, Zach. Reece James to take it for the FPL. Exactly, CJ. Unfortunately, it's going to beat Jorginho. Hopefully, he misses it. It hits the post, and it comes back out to Reece James. And Jorginho has scored 4 of his last 5. He normally goes to the goalkeeper's right. Lewis, I have no idea what he's doing, mate. It's so poor. And there's a yellow card. And a needless yellow card for Yerry Mina. Still can't quite comprehend what Decore was up to. But there you go. Pickford has Jack. You are correct. I think I'd already started crying by that point, though. Because I just couldn't handle the pressure. Reece James having a conversation with Mina. Well exceeded Fionn, yeah. I'll tell you the exact years in a second. Let's just have a look at this penalty. Can Pickford save another Jorginho penalty? Shades of the 2020 Euros. Pickford's had a poor game so far. Can Jorginho? Is he going to do the little hop, skip, and a jump? And he did go to the goalkeeper's right. It wasn't quite the weird staggered thing he does. He was a bit more brisk with it. And there you go. Chelsea take the lead. There you go. Keeper's right as always. But even if he dived the correct way, it was very well placed. Let's have another look at this. Yeah, really nice penalty. He didn't do his little hop skip thing. He just went for it. And because of Decore's stupidity, Chelsea are winning. It's been quite an even game so far. Chelsea have obviously been the better side, but there you go. But yeah, so in terms of Pep spent 4 years at Barca. He spent 3 years at Bayern. And I think this is his 7th season because he didn't win. He won. He won. He didn't win. He won. He won. Yeah, so this is his 7th year. So he's already spent twice as long at City as he did at Bayern. And he spent, like, what, an extra 50% compared to Barca. So Pep's not associated with Barcelona. He's associated with Man City. You love to see it. And there you go. That was the last action of the first half. And Everton have conceded a very silly goal. 1-0 to Chelsea at half-time. 1-0 to Chelsea. There you go. It's a thing. This is the longest Pep's been at a single club. Of course, he's going to outspend Bayern and Barca. Yeah, of course. I will never let you go. Do you think if Fergie and Wenger being at clubs 20 plus years, what's the modern equivalent? 10 years? I guess so. I mean, Klopp's on course to do that, isn't he? Because hasn't Klopp signed an extension? I believe so. Yes, it wouldn't surprise me if Pep and Klopp spent 10 plus years at City and Liverpool, and it also won't surprise me. I mean, and I will predict it now. I do think by the end of his career, Guardiola will surpass Fergie as the best manager in history. He's currently the best manager in the world. He's obviously already done more than what Fergie did by this stage in his career. I think by this stage in his career as a manager, Fergie was just starting at United, so he was just struggling at United. So it's impossible to sort of properly compare them because Fergie's got an extra like 20 years, 15, 20 years on Pep or however long. Didn't Pep say this would be his last season? No, it's easy. He never said that. Yes, don't worry, Jack. We'll do the phone in. Who will replace Timo Werner if he leaves? Well, they've still got quite a few players who can play on the wing. You know, they've got Sterling. They've got Ziyech. They've got Havertz, maybe. They've got Mount. So I don't actually know, Risky. I don't actually know. Klopp signed till 2026 and came midway through 15-16. Yeah, so if he sees out his contract, he will be there for 10 years. Right, guys, let's head over now to the Noblet phone in. No idea if this is going to work. Let's find out. There we go. Your station. Oh my. There we go. Hello, 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 hello. It is time for the Noblet phone in. This is essentially talk sport, but even better. But even better than that. Let me just turn that down real quick, just so I don't have to hear the ramblings of a man. And let me go and head into general chat, just because I can't be bothered switching. But if you want to join the stream live, you can do so by signing up to the Patreon if you are able to. It's just patreon.com/LNobbins. All the links are on my Twitch page. It is a thing. Pep says he's going to sign a new deal at the end of the season if City and the Barca want it. Well, we all know that everyone at City wants Pep to stay. So I'm sure that won't be an issue at all. I really don't see why he'd fail. Fergie took a United side down with relegation mid to late 80s, turned them into championship in 6 7 years. Oh yeah, it's very impressive, but I'm still quite convinced that by the end of his career, Guardiola will have surpassed him. And so far, if we're doing it based on a head-to-head of like years in their careers, Guardiola is comfortably ahead of Fergie in that respect. But I'm now joined by my Noblets, my sports on Patreon. We've got Kante and Jack. Hello, Kante. How you doing? We'll start with you. Can you hear me, first of all? Jack, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you.
Excellent stuff. Right, we'll speak to Jack first then, because Kante seems to be having some technical issues. Jack, mate, how you doing?
I'm great. Sterling hasn't scored yet, so I'm very good.
Right, let's have this out. Let's have this out. What is the problem with Sterling?
He's a Judas.
How is he a Judas? By the way,
he refused to sign a new contract with us so he could move to a rival team on a cheap.
Right,
he's Judas.
Let me just give some context. By the way, Jack is a Man City fan.
He's a Judas.
Right, so
he did the same with Liverpool as well. It's not the first time.
So you always thought he was a Judas?
Yeah, in the back of my mind.
Right, yeah, that's highly convenient. Okay, interesting. So you think it's wrong for a player to move to a club which better suits their needs?
I think it's wrong the way that he did it.
By giving City over 50 million quid, you mean?
We could have got far more.
How?
Because he's worth more than that.
He's got 1 year left in his contract. What do you mean?
No, but like, if he signed a new contract, like, let's say 2 seasons ago, we could have got, I reckon, closer to 75, 80.
So the reason why I don't like Sterling is because he went for 50 rather than 80 million?
And the fact that he's moved to a rival team.
How are Chelsea a rival to City?
Because they're Big Six.
Are they going to compete for the title this season?
No,
well, there you go. So they aren't a rival, are they? And even if they were, who cares?
Are you not going to compete for the title?
Yeah, but they're a rival because they're a local rival.
They're not compete for the title,
yeah,
are they?
Yeah, but they're a local rival, aren't they? So that argument doesn't work. Hello?
Hello?
I said they're a local rival, aren't they? So that argument doesn't work.
He's a Judas.
You can't just say, but he's not that. But that's bollocks. He isn't.
He is.
What is wrong with a player showing he's taken a step down? No offense to Chelsea fans, but he's taken a step down to go to Chelsea. What's that?
Are there any Chelsea fans in the stream?
Yeah, blue painters.
Your team's shit, mate. You're struggling to beat Everton.
Yeah.
That is such.
That's fine. But he's taken a step down because, like I say, no disrespect to Chelsea, but City are a better side. He's taken a step down so that he can get first team football because that's what he wants. What's wrong with him wanting to?
Could have got first team football somewhere like, I don't know, Norwich.
Yeah, he also wants to be at a top European club.
Like Blackburn.
Exactly.
So where should he have gone, Jack? Where should he have gone?
Norwich.
No, because he wants to play in the Champions League, doesn't he? Like that's unreasonable. So which Champions League club needs a Sterling and would have been able to afford Sterling and his wages?
Malmo.
Real Madrid. They Sterling can play on the right.
Instead of who?
Federico Valverde. Right. He's a fucking midfielder.
Right. Did Real Madrid show any interest in wanting to sign Raheem Sterling?
No, but you just said.
Oh, there you go.
You just said name a team in the Champions League that he would have been.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realise I also had to add the proviso of and wanted Sterling.
I reckon, they would have wanted him if we offered him to them.
But they didn't come in for him, did they? So at the end of the day, it's not an issue. Sterling going to a club which better suits his needs. And now he is starting. And he wasn't starting week in, week out at City because no one's guaranteed to do that. So he's at that stage in his career now where it's like, right, I need to know for sure that I'm going to be part of your plans. And ultimately, Guardiola's like, well, I can't guarantee you that. So why would he start at a club which can't guarantee him first team football? He wouldn't is the answer. So there we go.
No, I'm sorry.
Hello.
You're not Sterling.
No, Jack. It's an emotional response. It's fair play. It's an emotional response. I understand, but it is very silly to say that. And City fans, quite frankly, need to grow up. And it's the exact same situation. I am coming to Sterling's defence because I love Sterling. When Sterling went from Liverpool to City. And people were having to go with him for whatever reason. Yeah, Jack, I didn't hear you having to go with him then. I bet you didn't do that then. He did that because Liverpool were not suiting Sterling's needs. City were at that time. And now it's the exact same situation. City aren't serving Sterling's needs, so he moves. Because he's an employee and he can do what he wants. And he's got City over £50 million. So I don't understand how you can be having a go. And Lewis, you can say it if you want, but it's just a stupid thing to say. He's not a Judas for.
What a W from Lewis.
He's not.
Well done,
he's not. Again, I guarantee none of you little hypocrites were saying this when Sterling went from Liverpool to Man City. So we'll be out. Yeah, but Drill, I bet you were, but that's because you're a salty Liverpool fan. So that's why I'm talking about specifically Jack and Lewis, these hypocritical swines. But anyway. That's no. We're not going to discuss this anymore because
you're wrong.
Jack, you don't have an argument other than going, he's a Judas.
You are wrong.
Yeah.
You know you're wrong.
No.
You can't use all these long words
that you don't understand.
Into a corner.
Pay some taxes, mate.
There we go. I'm glad we could agree that Sterling is not a Judas and that you're a moron if you think he is. Kante, mate, how you doing?
Good.
How are Blackburn doing?
Very good.
What's happening? What's their most recent result?
3-0.
Against?
Swansea.
Oh, that's actually quite good. Who scores?
It was Smodix, our new person, that we got a couple of days ago.
W?
Diaz. And then Captain Fantastic, Travis.
What a huge W. Yeah, Teb, you can join. Yeah, just hop in.
We've also got...
Sorry, Kante, go on.
We've got the best midfielder in the league. Tyler Morton.
Oh, yeah. From Liverpool.
Yep. Baller.
Swansea is shit apparently. So I thought Swansea were quite good. Okay, never mind.
They have a good attack, but they just can't come like they have a good attack, but they just pass the ball around, so they can't get like to goal and score.
Fair.
Basically.
And where are Blackburn going to finish this season?
First.
It's a bit bold, isn't it?
No, we're gonna go unbeatable, and we're gonna win.
Okay, there you go. You heard it here first.
We have the best manager in the league. We have the best forward in the league. We have the best keeper in the league. We have the best defender in the league if he keeps fit, and we have the best midfielder in the league. We have the best in all positions.
Okay.
I feel like I'm a bit like Liam now, just saying we have the best in every position.
So what happens if you don't win the league and win it comfortably?
Well,
does it mean you're a fraud, or does it mean the manager is a fraud?
Well, it means that Ayala got injured and Diaz got injured.
Okay, understood. Well, good to know. Good to know that they have the best positions in world football in the championship.
Yeah, no, not just in the championship.
In the world.
Oh, in the world, like not even in the world, in the universe, mate.
There you go.
McAtee is nowhere near Travis Morton.
I'll have a day off, mate.
McAtee will do really good in the championship. I think he probably is.
He's gonna do a Leighton Clarkson.
I think that McAtee could play for a Premier League side. I think not a really good one, but
so could Morton. Though.
I do
Morton's
think.
great.
Well, I don't know anything about Morton, so I can't comment. But yeah, McAtee, I hope it does well.
McAtee's gonna do a Clarkson, just flop and then go to Aberdeen.
And we'll end with Drill. Hello, Drill. How you doing?
Depressed. I mean,
is that because of the? For those who don't know, Drill is a Liverpool fan. Is that because of the Fulham result earlier?
Not even the result. Just I know what's coming now. 2021 back again. If we don't buy a midfielder, we're fucked.
Who needs to be replaced?
No one needs to be replaced. We've just got three fit midfielders.
Oh yeah, Thiago went off injured, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looked like a hamstring as well. So that's if he has pulled his hamstring, that's maybe a month or something. Realistically, though, are Liverpool going to sign another central midfielder for this season?
I'm not sure.
They're signing Joe Bellingham from Birmingham.
Potentially.
From Birmingham.
But if they are signing Jude, then I assume that's got to be for next season.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get Jude. I think if we get anyone, it'll be someone like Nunes or Sucic or someone like that. It won't be Jude Bellingham. Not yet.
Yeah. Does he play for Sporting Lisbon, that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just raiding Portugal again. It's just cherry picking everyone, as Liverpool did with Nunes and Diaz, the big three in Portugal. But McAtee could maybe play for like a Southampton. Yeah, maybe. I do think it would be interesting to see him somewhere. I'm surprised that Southampton didn't go in for him, considering how obsessed they are with City's academy. But there you go. It is a thing. It sounds like Klopp says Musty. Don't know what that's in reference to. Oh yeah, and Drill, just like, what are your thoughts on Klopp apparently saying something about the pitch being dry? What was that all about?
It's kind of been taken out of context. But
okay, what was the context?
Well, he was just saying before how bad we were in the first half.
Mm.
And then he was just like listing things like something about like the pitch being dry, so they kept slipping over. It wasn't because
you can't slip over on a dry pitch.
No, you can.
Of course you can.
Because your foot will get stuck in the ground or something. And it kept happening as well. Like Elliot
just don't wear
up 4 times. That's what he was on about.
Elliot can't stay on his feet.
Elliot did that weird thing where he did fall over and he nearly played an assist to Mitrovic. That was a really weird incident. can't remember who played it to, but yeah, that was weird. The second half is going to be commencing shortly, boys. Final word. Let
me do my prediction first for the.
You just told me Blackburn are going to win.
No, I mean for the Premier League.
Well, I don't want you. I just want to know what's his final score going to be.
7-1 Chelsea. Everton.
Okay, a Drill.
I think Everton are going to win 2-1.
And Jack?
Chelsea have been shit other than that penalty.
1-0.
There you go. I'm going to say 2-0 Sterling. Your favourite player, Jack's going to get the winner. What a huge W that would be. That was the Noblet phone in. The second half has kicked off. If you would like to be part of the phone in and get other perks, including regular Nob coins and other benefits, and also to help support the channel and allow me to continue doing this full-time permanently, you can do so by signing up for as little as 5p a day. Hopefully James gets a goal for FPL. Yeah, halves. We were talking about that earlier. You know, just let Reece James take the penalty for the FPL vibes. Do you know what I mean? Let it happen. If Gordon gets a goal, I'll be cream. But then I don't get a clean sheet for James. So that's probably why I've made an error there on FPL. ZZ asks, do I think Spurs can win the league? No. I think that... I mean, Lewis, I can't take anything you say seriously because you think Grealish is a bad player, so... but do I think Spurs can win the league? No, I don't. I think they could I've said they can potentially challenge. And I do think they will finish third. And I think they'll be there or thereabouts in the last sort of like 3 match weeks of the season. But I don't think they'll be properly challenging. I think they'll always be sort of around, 6 points off City and or Liverpool. They'll be close to this season. As I say, I think they'll get third. Maybe next season they can begin to challenge as Conte is building his Conte team. But yeah, I would be very surprised. Just came back from my local SmackDown 3-0. Huge W, Musty. Nah, Lewis, you are a two-faced geezer. I can't be having this. Can't be having this. City fans can't be singing Raheem Sterling is top of the league for years and then cry about him being a Judas. It's not good enough. I expect more from City fans, quite frankly. No, he's not. Again, why is he? I guarantee you didn't think he was a Judas when he left Liverpool to come to City. I bet you were like, well, actually, you were correctly like, well, actually, it's because of the ambition of the player. And Gray has found himself one-on-one. He's going to take the shot on. Oh, I thought that was just going to... It was good blocking the end by Thiago Silva. Goodness me. Gray needed quicker support there. Thiago Silva did well. What do you mean even ask Musty? It doesn't... No, if Musty thinks he's a Judas, then he's wrong. Like, it doesn't matter what Musty says. I want to talk about our current fullback situation. Well, Jack, unfortunately, we didn't have time because there were other topics to cover. We can maybe Lewis, Jack, tomorrow City playing, so we can talk about that tomorrow, can't we? He always has been. Yeah, it's just convenient. I don't think I've ever seen you. Say that before. Yeah, he isn't. Yeah, Zizi, unfortunately. I mean, as I say, Lewis is someone who has got this weird agenda against Grealish and thinks he's shit when he obviously isn't. So you've got to take everything these swine say with a pinch of salt. Top 3, inshallah, says Musty. Oh, we're going to push for Europe. We got the all-time top goal scorer in the Macedonian League. Excellent. Is he a beast? I mean, honestly, if City didn't get Haaland, maybe we should have signed him up just so we had a striker. Joshua Darius Kamani Wilson Esperance, the greatest fullback in the universe. JH players, you are coming out with these W's left, right, and centre. I don't think you've ever taken an L. He's 35. Oh, here's Raz. What a beautiful man he is. I'm definitely putting him in my FPL. I'm going to sell Salah, and I'm going to put in Sterling. There you go. It's happening. Why did you say basically all of last season that is shit then, Lewis? Why did you say basically all of last season? You kept going on about how dog he is, and I had to keep saying... I remember having this conversation. I was like, he literally... He's one of the best in our team in terms of progressing the ball. And I quote from Lewis, I couldn't care less about progressing the ball. Which is literally how we play. So we'd be having less of that. What's everyone's plans this evening, by the way, guys? I'm excited because I'm going to my parents' house. My sister's going to be there as well. She's down from Leeds. We're just going to have a nice family get-together and a chat and all that lovely stuff. Do you want to finish bottom? Lewis, I don't know what that means. Yes, Lewis, what are you chatting? We've literally had these arguments. Thank you, Musty. He isn't a snake. Or a Judas. This shirt, I think this shirt situation's also been blown out of proportion. Like, if he doesn't want to sign a shirt, it's fine. He's at a new club now. It's fine. I don't think it's an issue. Lewis, I think you're a fraud. Can't lie. Look at that. The auto link for YouTube comes up, but the but my socials link isn't working. How weird. How weird. My plan for the evening is watching an LNobbins F. No, JH Plays. I mean, after this, in like late evening, what are your plans? You really like the Chelsea shirt? I can't. I don't like it at all. I can't remember where I ranked it, but I ranked it quite low down. Here's Gordon. Come on, mate. Do it for the FPL. If not for me, then for the FPL. Think of the children. Here is Gray. Oh, couldn't quite get the shot off to Decore. Thiago Silva's having a shout and a cry. No, yeah, but Lewis, explain that conversation where I had to try to explain to you why he's good. Why did I have to explain to you why he's good? Explain it. Explain it for me. Although, to be fair, if we're being very fair, then I wouldn't. If I had to pick sort of like, let's say City play, Liverpool or Spurs tomorrow, what would I want the starting 11 to be? To be fair, Grealish wouldn't be in it. Everton should score, and yet they don't. How have they not scored? How on earth have they not scored? That's a really good block, a combination block by Mendy and Azpilicueta, but realistically, Everton should have had the ball in the back of the net there. Goodness me, I think it was Decore shot in the end. That had to go in the back of the net. And yet it didn't. And yet it didn't. Lewis, it was a conversation in the Discord server where you were saying he was shit, and I was explaining to you why he wasn't, and I had to bring up, for example, expected assists and progressive passing, and you were like, I don't care about any of that. I was like, what? What? Hello, Edward. We were shit today, gutted about the performance. Edward, ultimately, you didn't lose. However, you are correct. In the first half, especially, Fulham were just so much better. It was weird. It was really weird how much better Fulham were. Because Liverpool aren't, like, unfit. They looked perfectly fine and fit against City in the Shield. Fulham were just... It's a cliche, but they did look hungrier. Liverpool couldn't deal with Fulham's press. Yeah, Lewis, I know he isn't, but you said he was. And also, in terms of the actual goals, Trent has to do better from the cross from Mitrovic. No awareness. And Van Dijk, it is a penalty, and I've no idea what Van Dijk was doing. He just didn't really sort his feet out properly, got unbalanced, and there were a couple of occasions where Mitrovic did him. Oh, I should have played in Gordon. He was in there. Oh, Gordon gets across, does he? Oh, Everton are looking dangerous here. Chelsea are not looking good at all. I know they're winning, but they're not looking good at all. Yeah, musty. Do you think... Oh, yeah, Edward, I wouldn't read too much into it. Nunez came on. He looks really good. I think he'll start basically every game from now on. Maybe... I mean, to be fair, I thought Thiago had a poor game. A couple of very stray passes. So, but he's injured now. Kate is injured. I'm still not entirely convinced by Elliot. Cavallo, I haven't seen enough of him. So, yeah, but I think Liverpool will be fine, but it is quite significant that they've already dropped 2 points against a newly promoted side as well. Keiki De Silva is a promising winger for the future. I've never seen him play, really. Yes, it was. They hit the crossbar, didn't they? As a Chelsea fan, we need Barbosa. Who is he, Tim? He's in Pirates of the Caribbean, isn't he? Barbosa. Yeah, if I was doing City's strongest starting 11, I'd probably have Foden on the left. Even though I think Foden's best long-term position will be centrally. You can't not play Bernardo Silva and Kevin. So I'd have Foden on the left. rather than Grealish. I tell you what, I might be having Alvarez on the right rather than Mahrez. I might be having Alvarez instead, because he looks very interesting and hungry and just good against Liverpool. And having a right footer on the right and a left footer on the left could potentially get the best out of Erling Haaland. But we'll have to wait and see. But it's good to have options either way. You can either have a wrong-footed player or the correct-footed player. Liverpool never do well against Fulham, says Harbs. Tuchel was having a bit of a whinge. I think he can, Musty. Long term. However, that being said, he's a very different player to Bernardo Silva. What Chelsea game booked for time wasting here. He's a very different player. Foden would have to add quite a bit to his game to take that role on. Yeah, Tim, just as long as it's a striker, mate. Absolutely, I agree. Liam Rory Delat was born 17 miles away from me. Huge W. Wankport, yeah, again, Lewis, this is something we can't agree on. I know I got quite reactive in the first leg against Real Madrid. However, he is still our best centre half. He is. He didn't play well in that game, but he is our best centre half. Just as a partnership, Stones and Diaz probably work slightly better. Reece James yellow. Oh, does that affect FPL? Oh, for God's sake. Grealish is the Bernardo replacement. Well, in theory, that could happen because, again, Grealish could be a more central player. It's good. It's good to know that City have players who can play in multiple areas. City to play Haaland at left back. If you're more focused on the Champions League than the Premier season, Liverpool will win the league. Yeah, or City don't focus on any competition. Even in like the League Cup and FA Cup, City will more often than not play their strongest. They'll play a very strong side. Maybe they'll play a couple of youngsters if they're against low league opposition, but they always take every competition seriously, which is what I like about Pep. Thoughts on Fofana to Chelsea? Is that actually happening? John Stones is not better than Laporte. Come on now. Res Rondon, who is suspended. Minus a point. Well, what a huge L. God, all these JH plays, all these full names you're giving me. If Bernardo leaves, he can't leave this window. If he leaves this window, then it is a disaster. Because there's no way that City are going to find a replacement as good as... In fact, I think me and Mo were talking about this. Who is as good as Bernardo Silva in the current game and does the exact same role as well as Bernardo Silva? He's a very unique player. Someone needs to clamp Sterling. It's not very common to have a player like that where not only is he industrious and gets all over the pitch in his pressing, but he's also incredibly good at creating and dribbling. He's even okay at intercepting the ball and pressing, and he's surprisingly strong. And his link-up play is so good. I agree, Halves. Laporte is City's best centre-half. Just unfortunately for him, he's just made a couple of high-profile errors. But that's fine. Everyone makes high-profile errors. But now it's a perfect all-round. That's what I'm saying. Tape thinks nobody. Lucas Paqueta would be a good replacement. Who is that? Is that someone I don't know? Nah, Laporte is Laporte's so good. And he's left foot. The fact he's left-footed helps out a lot. Did you know that no player across Europe has moved the ball more than Aymeric Laporte? I also believe he tops the total progressive passes as well, I think. I might be right. Oh, is that Mickey Mount doing something? No, it was Havertz, never mind. I missed the first half of the Liverpool game. Got the second half. Wasn't too fond of the new boy we got from Carvalho. Early days, though, isn't it, Edward? It's early days. Anything can happen. Scott Carson, the perfect Bernardo replacement. Tom asks, where do you think City will finish this season? Tom, that is actually my most recent YouTube video, so do make sure to go give that a watch after the stream. Dele Alli is coming on. But I think that Manchester City will win the title. That is my prediction. I think that City have improved. I think Liverpool have improved. However, Liverpool were already behind City. And I don't think that Liverpool have improved more so than City. And I think the added factor of City score the most goals anyway, and they've now added a striker, not just any striker. So that, for me, I think City's goals will just ultimately win them the league. Bernardo replacement halves long term, and I do think that is why we're seeing, or that's why we saw last season Grealish operating so much more on the left, because it wasn't expected that Bernardo would stay last season. Dele Alli's coming on. Who's off? McNeil is off. The number 20. Dele Alli is on. McNeil not really done anything, to be honest. How do you spell Ali? Is it 1L or 2? I don't know. I'll give him 2 L's. No idea if that's real, but there we go. Insane depth. They can utilize the new sub rule, says Tom. Yes. Although, to be fair, Guardiola doesn't normally make changes, I feel like. But yeah, you are absolutely right. If anyone's going to benefit from a rule which rewards having depth, then City will benefit from it the most, because apart from left back, City's depth is insane. And also they've got, shot comes in. It's well wide, no. Apart from left back, City's depth is insane, and they have players who can play in different areas. So they've got wingers who can play centrally, they've got wingers who can play in midfield, they've got midfielders who can play on the wing or as a striker, etc., etc. They've got centre halves who can play on the as fullbacks. You know how it is. Lamb or Ram, brilliant. Hello, Zach. Lewis. Why are you saying I deserve A's? Less of that. Oh, loose pass. Everton potentially in. Bally's got to be careful. It's not a good ball by Gray. He's had a poor game. Alvarez is going to be a very exciting player. I think I've underrated him. Oh, Patterson's pissed off. He's having a cry. Central cam or cam, yeah. Hey, do you want to start saying when Pep came in? Yeah. Can confirm. No, that's not true. Nunez has been... Yes, Nunez played very well halves, I thought. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I hate TikTok so much. TikTok is my least favorite platform. I'm sorry, if I ever go on a sort of a hiatus of not making TikToks, it's because I'm just sick of the platform, because I fucking hate it. I much prefer making YouTube videos and making Twitch streams. Doing Twitch streams. Appearance on the Arsenal against Palace. Yes, halves. I did watch that game. Watched it in full. I thought Gabriel Jesus was excellent throughout. Marcelo should have done better from one of the chances, but he did score. Zinchenko, very good going forwards. Still a little bit suspect defensively, but we know that he's a midfielder playing at fullback. I thought Saliba looked good. Ben White at right back, I'm not convinced that's it. I'm not convinced that's going to be a thing long term. Loftus-Cheek and Pulisic are coming on for Chelsea. And Palace probably... But Palace, I think 2-0 was a very flattering scoreline. Oh, fuck, Reece James are coming off, for God's sake. Right, Reece James, you're coming out of my FPL team then, mate. Ben Shite. Yeah, I thought Ben White was poor at right, but he's just, you know, I know he can play there, but... Jesus played the same as he did at City, but got praised a lot more, shows the level of City. Exactly, and also, that's the thing, he's now the main man. He's now the main man. And Musty raises a very good point. Zinchenko is a very good player. Gabriel Jesus is a very good player. Oh, thank God, Reece James isn't coming off. Good. Chilwell's coming off instead. On the road to recovery. 19 is off. Number 10 is on. There's the LeBron James of soccer. LeBron James. And Loftus-Cheek on. No idea what the formation is going to be, but who really cares? At the end of the day, who really cares? Don't know what the subs are, but don't worry about it. Do not worry about it. Clean sheet, huge. There's no problem at Arsenal. They still need a few more players. They need a bit more depth. I'm not convinced by Ramsdale. Right back is needed. I think Saliba will be good enough. I'm still not entirely convinced by Gabriel. So maybe another centre half. And I also think that the attack's fine in terms of starting 11. I'm not entirely convinced by Xhaka and Partey as like a sort of double pivot combination. Hello, Extra Lucy. Cole Palmer should get more game time, yes. I say Kieran Tierney's a better defender than the Blonde City left back that Arsenal got. Well, Tierney's quite injury prone, and Zinchenko offers much more going forwards. Arsenal is someone better than Xhaka. Yeah, I'm not sure Xhaka's. I'm not sure he's it. There is no problem. As I say, I think they could have a better option out of Partey. I'm not convinced by Partey. Between Partey and Xhaka, I think there could be a quite big improvement there. And also, as I say, the goalkeeper, Ramsdale, flatters to deceive. Oh, Mina's gone down. I don't think him leaving Celtic was the right move. He's just a bit injury prone, that's all. Yeah, and Zinchenko's versatility, and also Gabriel Jesus' versatility is going to be really important. It's going to be really important. How wasn't what, Lewis? Sorry, I don't know what that's in reference to. Let me know, let me know, let me know, no. What was that Decore effort earlier? Where was it? Was it Decore who had that shot? I'm trying to find it. I can't find it. I think it was there, was it? Yeah. How was the XG on that shot? Only 0.10. That should have been I thought that was quite a big chance. Obviously not. Obviously not. There's been one big chance in this game, and that was a penalty. Partey looked miles off it, says Lewis. As I say, I think he's a central CDM, says Zizi. Where's Ben FC when you need him? Who do you think should be City's number one? Definitely Ederson. Definitely Ederson. Hello, Ash. There is no, apart from maybe Manuel Neuer, there is no goalkeeper in world football who can do the job Ederson does for City as well. How's it going? It's going bloody great. Because I'm watching the football, and City are back in action tomorrow, and I'm so excited to watch City. When we're going to do a Fall Guys stream? Probably Monday. Alisson can't do the job that Ederson does for City. I'm not talking about who is a better goalkeeper. I'm talking about jobs for players. Alisson would not start at City. Ederson would not start at Liverpool. It's all about the distribution at City. And Alisson's distribution is not up to it in respect of what City need from their goalkeeper. Baz news clear of Alisson. Shut up. As I said, apart from maybe Manuel Neuer. No, yeah, definitely Manuel Neuer. You're back in India right now. Excellent stuff, Ash. If you want to, Zach, it's up to you. City getting battered 70-0 by the Western Hammers. I will be doing a watch-along off that game tomorrow, as I say. Lots of injuries in this game. Mina's now wanting to come on. This would be awful for Everton. It would be another centre-half injury. And Lampard apparently trying to play a back three. Oh, Zach. What a fraud. And yeah, Mina's coming off. And it is Vinagre who comes on. So 2 centre-half changes. Holland better back tomorrow. Well, if City get a penalty, then they will. No, Ash, there's no stupid questions here, mate. You know, unless Unless I feel like we have a relationship whereby I can call you stupid in a cheeky way and it'd be a joke. Zach. I'm low-key shook for Tomorrow's poor in August. Well, if ever City are going to be ready, it's going to be now with Erling Haaland in the side. Kevin, you know, he's done his silly miss, and De Bruyne has had his poor game now, and Cancelo had his poor game defensively. If we drink drinks, why don't we food? I believe it was Plato who first contemplated that very profound question. No, yeah, Edward, I know you're in the server, mate. Yeah, you don't have to chat there, Edward, but I would suggest you do because it is fun, especially when we want to talk about football. It's a good question. Food. Well, it's obviously because, you know, a drink is a verb and a noun, whilst food is just a noun, isn't it? Halves, keep Village away from me. Ash is my boy. It still feels weird that Haaland's a City player. Exactly, Musty. I'm still in awe and disbelief that we have Erling Haaland. I can't get over how exciting that is. I can't put it into words. The question was a joke. Well, Ash, I don't care. I gave you an answer anyway. Learn the lyrics. Haaland, så det var en harpenangst. What is it again, Musty? Thank you, Edward. Now, there are many other City fans, just maybe not online, because, you know, football on social media is a very toxic place where everyone hates each other, no matter what, because it's a very tribalistic environment. But if people are nice to me, I will be nice to them right back. If people are bastards to me, I'll be bastards to them right back. I'm more than happy to give and take it. You can quote that if you want. $18 minutes left. Everton are still in this game. And Patterson's done well. Look, play me. It's got to hit first time, you half-wit. Dele Alli is shit. Good God. Hit it first time. You oaf. Patterson does really well. Hit it first time. Oh my God, that is so bad. What a washed player Dele Alli is. Hey, fucking hell, that is shit. You've either got to hit it first time or not do a first touch, which is cancerous. It's one or the other. It's one or the other, mate. Haaland, Sefte Bayern haben Angst. But I can do that. Sefte Bayern haben Angst. It's just the next bit. I don't know how it really goes with the song. Bald kennt in das Ganzlandsland. Bald kennt in das Ganzenland. Bald kennt in das Ganzenland. Ha 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 Haaland. Hey, there you go. Thoughts on Dinner FC relegation? They deserve it. Rats. Yeah, but Jack, you pay me money as a noblet, so you can say whatever you want to me. My noblets can say whatever they want to me. Haaland's a depth of God St. Louis. Oh, sorry. If I would say if I was drilled. Well, yeah, exactly. Add the Haaland to the knobs. Oh, that's a good idea. I'll do that. Baldked in das Ganzenland. Is it Ganzen? Is it two syllables in the Ganzen? Oh, Cucurella's coming on. By the way. Cuckoo. I love how I can't see my mouse. Where are you at? There we go. Havertz is off. Havertz with a fresh trim. Exactly. If you support me on Patreon, you can call me whatever you want, and I don't really care. You can do what you want. Koulibaly's off for Cucurella. Interesting. He might go to don't know, left wing back area. I'm going to call him Cuckoo. Ambrosia is on. Interesting. He's getting some game time. Broja. I know the formation's a bit messed up right now, but I can't really be bothered. Can't really be bothered. Worst signing this season. My prediction's easy. I'm going to go for Jesse Lingard as the worst transfer of the season. Because I do think that... Well, I've predicted Forest to get relegated. So, therefore, I'm going to predict it's going to be pretty bad to pay a player 200 grand a week to get relegated. Hello, Annalise. How are you doing? Oh, I just dropped my express ball. Yeah, it's easy. I would have been happy if City paid, like, 40, 45 million, just because that's how much players are nowadays. But 62 million, as you say, he's had one good season at Brighton. It is interesting. I'm sure he'll do well at Chelsea, but you're excited for what's happening this Monday, Annalise? It's pronounced bro, yeah. Okay. Good to know. If Village is chatting in the Discord, tell him that he's being a naughty boy. And if he doesn't cease and desist, he will get muted. Oh, it's your birthday, Annalise. Happy birthday in the future. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you going to be? You don't have to tell me. Let me know what you're going to get up to. As I say, happy birthday in advance. Zach, Zach, are you excited for Annalise's birthday as well? Turn 22. Lovely stuff. Oh. Goodness me. There we go. Yeah, what have you got planned? What are you up to? I do agree, yeah, 60 mil is a little bit mad. And the Fall Guys stream, huge, Zach, huge. What was interesting was apparently in the negotiations, Brighton were apparently... Again, Brighton don't have to sell, so that's another reason why he went for so much. But Brighton apparently like, well, you paid £50 million for Kyle Walker. Yeah, Kyle Walker's a lot better than Cucurella. Come on now, that's a really weird thing to point to. Igor, if you store... Oh gosh, Annalise, so it's awful to hear that you had a stalker, but hopefully that's now been resolved. Goodness me, I hope you're keeping safe. I've still got a stalker, unfortunately. They could have bought a Jason or a Charleston 15 mil or less, yeah. You're going to win Jump Show. It was your ex. Well, that's a really bad situation, Annalise. Hopefully they move on. But do stay safe. Yeah, Jack, I actually won like 3 games. Wait, how are you asleep at like 5 PM, Jack? What is your thing? If Tixie doesn't get a left back this summer, he's back on fraud watch. We do need a left back, Musty. I agree. Because even though Wilson Esbrin's a nice option, our main left back's also our backup right back. So we need more full-back depth. Lewis, mate, stop that. No, you're not my stalker, but someone else is. But yeah, Annalise, hopefully you have ditched them. Ditch that chump. Can you confirm for me, Annalise, because I know you're Dutch, can you confirm for me that the pronunciation of the famous artist is like Vincent van Gogh? Can you confirm for me that is the correct pronunciation? It's not Van Gogh, is it? And it's like Van Gogh, but a bit more, like that. Thank you, Tayab. Well, if he keeps talking, Village, if Village keeps talking, Tayab, then please can you tell Lewis so Lewis can go mute him. I mean, even if Mendy was cleared of all charges, he's still a dead baller anyway because of injury, so. Lloris, De Gea or Ramsdale? Generally, or who would I want for City? Dutch is a weird German. He was the one who decided to break up with me on New Year's, then wants me back. Yeah, Annalise, it sounds like you're much better than him, so yeah. You've dodged a bullet there. Well, did I pronounce it correctly? Is it Van Gogh? Is it like that? And also, would you suggest that Van Gogh is not as close as Van Gogh? Better player. Well, I guess you'd probably have to say De Gea as a better goalkeeper because he's so good at shot stopping. However, in terms of City, I'd hate him at City. So I'd probably have Ramsdale. But even though he's shit, I'd probably have to have him because he's sort of all right in terms of distribution. But I wouldn't want any of them. It's okay, thank you, Annalise. You see, Mrs. Nobbins, my fraud of a girlfriend, told me that Van Gogh was the correct pronunciation. I was like, that can't be right. It's Dutch. Are you sure? Chelsea wants a foul, and they're going to get one. It's a yellow card for Mikolenko. So, yeah, so Van Gogh is closer than Van Gogh. Sterling was fouled there. Oh, no, Sterling did so well to stay on his feet, and then he got fouled. No, he didn't. He played the ball. Apologies. Loftus-Cheek was he got fouled in the end. Jack, I'm not sure you're fluent in Dutch. Despise De Gea, yeah. That's the thing. De Gea is the glue, as they call him. He's got some... Yeah, fair enough. He's got some of the better numbers for shot stopping. However, his numbers in terms of defensive actions outside of his penalty area and like coming for crosses is actually embarrassing. It's actually embarrassing. And if United want to like progress as what I assume is a team that wants to be more proactive and productive, that's what all the better modern teams are doing right now. All of the apart from like United last season, every other like goalkeeper in the like, you know, that towards the top end of the table, like the top 6, they all had proactive, progressive goalkeepers rather than De Gea. And that just goes to show you that it's better to have a ball-playing keeper than not. The G is pronounced like H. So, yeah, so it's Vincent van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh. Here's Cucurella. It could be Reece James. And it's the worst shot ever. James, get me those FPL points. Yeah, so it's Vincent van Gogh. See, look at this. I'm getting the pronunciation correct. I'm a god. I think all of his non-shot stopping stats were like conceding... What's that? I think all of his non-shot stopping stats were like conceding 7 goals more than the average Prem keeper. And that's the thing. So there are so many instances where you watch him and he makes a save and you're like, oh, wow, amazing. He saved that really well. But actually, he wouldn't have had to make the save if he prevented it from happening in the first place. That's why the likes of Ederson are so crucial to City, and that's why City are, I think, the lowest in terms of shots faced. Part of the reason for that is because of Ederson. Cucurella with the cross! Oh, it's a really good block, and Sterling should have had a goal. Fantastic block by Mikolenko. All languages read as written. Unfortunately, Musty, English is very bad for that. Cucurella did really well. Fantastic cross. Sterling does everything right, but it's a really good block by Mikolenko. Really good defensive play. And Pickford hugs him because that's a goal. That is a goal saved. But there you go. Roulette 1. Zach, what is happening? Exactly. Exactly, Zol. Is it Zol? His name's Zol, right? Rate you Dutch. Jack, 0 out of 10. It's hard to be a goal like Alisson or Ederson because it will be quiet the entire match. Exactly, halves. Exactly. I remember Joe Hart was really good at that. There was one game in particular. It was against Aston Villa. And nothing was happening in the game. City won 1-0 eventually. That was in the 11-12 season. Nothing was happening. It got to like really late in the game. And he makes a world-class save out of nowhere. It was just all the more impressive because he had fuck all to do all game. He did one thing and he did it well. You think Sterling's good as shit? Well, he's played very well in this. I'd say he's actually been one of, if not Chelsea's best player in this game. He's been very impressive. It feels weird, Musty, I agree, but he has been playing very well. And the fuzz are on the pitch. Oh, there's a medical emergency. Okay, it's popping off here. A medical emergency. Yeah, halves. I know you think that because you're a fraud. Hello, Alejandro. Alejandro Esposito. Esposito. Oh, yes, my name is Alejandro Esposito. There you go. What a huge song. New season, new medical emergencies. Oh, Zach. As I say, Zach, if you want knob coins every month, you can become a knoblet. If you can't afford it, I know that some people have asked their parents for a knoblet subscription. It's happening far too often. I believe it is linked to COVID. If you have COVID, you are much more likely to suffer from heart issues. It is one of the issues of the virus. Assuming it is a heart thing. The reason why it's become common is because of COVID, guys. Because, as I say, one of the potential side effects of the virus is it will impact your heart. Thank you, Alejandro. Alejandro. Why I like Allison more than anything is his beyond mental 1v1 save stats. Yeah, exactly. So it depends on what team it is. Like, for example, Ederson suits City better. Allison suits Liverpool better. I'll do anything for knob coins. So, Zach, mate, as I say, Zach, if you want them monthly, you can sign up. If you can't afford it, then you can ask your parents to do it, because that is what some people do. If you would like to, choice is yours. It's a medical emergency, Lewis. It's the fuzz. We don't need the fuzz. We need the fucking ambulance service. Leverkusen's keeper got sent off, and God. If Everton just lose this game by 1-0 because of a penalty, I think they can say they've had quite a decent game. Just some key mistakes in the final third. For example, Dele Alli just not hitting it first time. Gray not finding Gordon on a number of occasions. Chelsea, I think, have not been that good. They've been the better side, obviously. But they haven't been that great. Marco Royce the GOAT, says Jack. Alejandro. City versus West Ham tomorrow. Very excited. Hopefully City can get a cheeky W. Erling Haaland. I just want Erling Haaland to score as well, really. Alejandro, everyone wants you here, mate. Don't worry about it. You think City will win the league? I agree, halves. Oh, I thought they were going to... The play's got underway. Is Sterling in? No, it's not. The ball wasn't good enough. Courtois or Allison? Allison. I'd much rather have Allison than Courtois. Why I say West Ham? That's like a Cockney accent, isn't it? West Ham. Oh, you cheeky cunt. I play for West Ham. You fucking cunt. There you go. Don't feel confident after that full... It's early days, halves, but I can see what you mean. Who I think will win the United match tomorrow? Who do they play? Brighton? I mean, it should be United, but hopefully Undav, or whatever he's called, is going to score, because I've got him in my FPL. Zizi, that is an incredibly bold statement. Goodness me, that might be too bold. That might be too bold, you know. This game hasn't really warranted the overhead view as the Community Shield did, so I'm just going to disassemble that. I'm hoping that we will get a fancy tactical board in the coming weeks, chaps. Match is nearly over, so maybe in 30 minutes. Less than 20 minutes, shall we say. Yes, that's just me talking to my mother because I'm going to my parents' house. That's Australian. The way they say West Ham, really? Oh, well, there you go. Fuck me, right? Royce will be one of the all-time greats with horrific injury problems. It's a shame for Royce. It's a shame. Full agree. You and me, Zol. We'll sadly finish 19th because Minamino left. As I say, if you're an Everton fan, I think you can feel quite optimistic about the performance. Hasn't been too bad at all. Just better decisions need to be made in the final third. Gordon's played well. Am I going to Greece? What? No. Oh, Everton have found their way into Chelsea's box. That's a poor ball. Poor ball from Patterson. It needs to be whipped and much lower. Alvarez and Haaland goals, I can die in peace. I'd love to put Alvarez in my FPL, but I just can't take the risk that... Because he's not going to start consistently enough for me. Whereas I think Haaland will. Hello, Henry, my man. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, Joe. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It does, yeah. But no, I'm going to my mum and my other dad rather than my biological dad who lives in Greece. No worries at all, Zach. But yes, Joe, you are correct. I probably need to go on a holiday there and just have a chat, because that's basically free accommodation, isn't it? Here is great. How much added time we're having? There was a medical alert. 10 minutes of added time. Okay. Okay. The fans are wanting a handball. It's not going to happen, mate. I'm doing great, Henry. I'm doing great. From a City perspective, Liverpool drop points. Perfect. I get to see Haaland play tomorrow. So excited for that. And Premier League is back. It's not a handball. It's fine. It's not there anyway. Nah, it's fine. Well done, halves. Everton are going to win this easy. Well, they've got to score now if that's going to happen. They have to score right now. They could potentially nick a draw. I think this game, in fairness, probably does warrant a draw. I think the performance probably is around a point. Average APO is the worst pep roulette. It's like one empty slot in a Russian roulette. I do think when he plays... See, when Alvarez does play, I do feel like he will do very well. But because of the strength and depth, because Mahrez exists, I doubt that he'll start consistently enough to justify him being put in the side. Up the hammers. Well, if City do drop points tomorrow, West Ham away is a hard game. Fulham away is, in theory, on paper, a lot easier, so wouldn't be too bad. As I say, it was a point last season. How do you think you did yesterday, good or bad? On the quiz, Zach, you did as good as you needed to do. Spurs to win the league. I think they will get third, but just don't think they're quite there. Don't think they're quite good enough to challenge. Type player to make an instant. Well, that's what he did. That's literally what we saw against Liverpool. He came on, gets a goal, causes chaos. Comes on, causes chaos. You love to see it, you really do. There's cramp, of course there is. Why wouldn't there be cramp? You know what really annoys me on TikTok? It's just like when you say something and it's like, it's so correct, like it's so true. It is something, or it's something you genuinely believe, and based on nothing, people will just say, well, you're only saying that because you support City. Or, oh, if you supported someone else, you'd be saying something different. I guarantee you. Like, fuck off, mate. Like, fuck off. How about you actually challenge the argument rather than just coming at me for no... trying to argue partisan when there's zero evidence of that. Just that, I fucking hate TikTok. Is a cesspool of shite and I hate it. I'm sorry if you like TikTok. I hate it. Because it's full of, unfortunately, it's a platform for fucking mindless drones and children. Ugh. Anyway. I don't know how it works, to be fair. Man scored an open goal that shouldn't have counted. What do you mean shouldn't have counted, Joey? Oh, come on now. We both know. We both know that Adrian didn't have control of that ball. And he did cause chaos. He literally just came on and scored. He came on and made an immediate impact. So, of course, he caused chaos. If you say a factual statement, they'd say, oh, that's what I mean. It just annoys me. For example, you know how I always maintain that I would rather win... I'd rather win the Premier League than the Champions League, and I always maintain that it's much better to use the league as a marker for how good a team is rather than the Champions League. And the fucking comeback, rather than actually trying to have a conversation, is, oh, you're just saying that because you haven't won it. I cannot wait for, hopefully, City to win it, and then I will have the exact same fucking opinion, because my opinion does not matter about who I bloody support. Hello, Ennis. How you doing? You caught me at a ranting time. They both cause chaos. Drill, causing chaos isn't mutually exclusive. They can both cause chaos. That's fine. Ali Alejandro. We have 5 minutes left in this extra time. 5 minutes having played. Nothing's really happening. Who sings that? Is that Lady Gaga? Is that Fernando? And then, I thought she went Ali Alejandro. Maybe I'm making it up. I don't know. There's the Everton home kit. The definition of meh. The definition of like meh. It's all right. It does the job, but it's quite uninspired. Don't even get me started on Everton's away kit and their third kit. They deserve to get relegated just for that. It's like a Maka Cornet Bowen tomorrow. It'd be interesting to see how they do. That's poor from Broyer, I think. Carve to get promotion. I'll trust you there, halves. I've got no opinion on the championship. If you want to, you can. Clara, your FPL's in the bin. So far, I'm getting nothing from Gordon. Even though if Gray wasn't shit, he probably would have had a goal. But I guess at least I am getting a clean sheet from Reece James. I also had Salah in my team. I think everyone does. I do need Haaland and KDB and Cancelo to perform tomorrow. Everton, the definition of meh, no personality to the club these days. Yeah, and they're also now just becoming... They're sort of becoming what Aston Villa were. Was it around like 10 years ago? Or maybe 8, or maybe that's too long. But you know, sort of like around 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. Where they were sort of flirting. They were always flirting with relegation. Sort of like, you know, average, mid-table, whatever. And Pickford easily claims that. And then ultimately, you know, a couple of seasons, everyone keeps tipping them for relegation. And then they eventually do get relegated. So, and again, Aston Villa, very big club. Everton, very big club. Being the big club does not prevent you from getting relegated. In the modern era. Both Jesus came blanked for me. Jesus blanked, unfortunately. He should have scored. Martinelli wasn't a dog. You getting a clean sheet for Thiago Silva. Make sure to join our fantasy league by... What is Pickford doing? No idea. Pulisic just caught him out. And that's apparently a free kick. Newcastle towards end of the Norton Villa by mid. Exactly, Fionn, yeah. I might get Kilevsky. I might just go bold and sell Salah. Bring in Kilevsky and do something else somewhere. O'Drill's top of the league. You'll love to see it. If you're a Drill Hub fan. It's early days. Look, I've captained Haaland. If he does something tomorrow. City had a penalty last season at West Ham and they missed it. Haaland will not miss it if that happens again. Have the faith. Trust the process. Trust it. My best players haven't played yet. Don't worry about it. Do not worry about it. I've got my Brighton striker to come as well. He's going to get a hat-trick at Old Trafford as well. Do not worry about it. You put Darwin on the bench for Jesus. Oh, Clara. What a foolish thing to do. Double hat-trick. Huge, Musty. Huge. By the end of 2020, only 5 teams will remain never relegated from the Prem. And have always been in the Prem as well, because otherwise you could include, like, Brentford. The 83,000 capacity drill up arena goes wild. Absolute scenes. Zach, are you in our Discord? If not, get in our Discord, mate. You'll love it there. The 460 capacity Jack Shack is silent. Thiago Silva's been given player of the match. Just fair enough. He's had a couple of good, important blocks in there. Dele Alli has been shit. He just gives the ball away again for no reason. Zach, why not, mate? You get to chat to me every day if you want. It's free to make an account. I'd highly recommend it. Undav was great in the Belgian league. Difference in competition. Both leagues incomparable. I know, Haas, but still, I have the faith. I have the faith. Look, Brighton are a very good side. They need a clinical striker. I've gone for it. I've gone bold. Everton have a throw. They've got 20. They've got 15 seconds to do something. Yeah, Zach, it's free to make an account, mate. But I imagine we are going to go into the 100th minute here. And Chelsea will have one more opportunity to cross it in. Cucurella might be getting a yellow card here. In fact, he is for kicking the ball away. Bit of a silly thing to do. Chelsea are shit side. They won't forget Europa. Watching Dev get a hat-trick. Everyone on my bench has a lot of points. Lewis, I am, mate. We'll be having less of that. I've got to be one of the most active people in my own server. Final roll of the dice. Gray to cross it in. No one's really attacking it. And straight to Mendy. That'll be the game. Maybe a different email address, Zach. I'm not sure. Different username. And that is indeed the full-time whistle. That is full-time. Sterling played well on his Chelsea debut. Ultimately, the game was decided by a penalty. Boring game. Chelsea probably just about edged it, you could say. Everton were not nearly good enough from an offensive standpoint. Gray should have played in Gordon at least once. Dele Alli is a wank stain on society in football. What has happened to Dele Alli, man? Do you guys remember when he was good? Good lord. 2 injuries for Lampard, who's trying to play a back 3, but 2 centre-halves injured. Chelsea, not convincing. However, they got the 3 points in the end. It was a penalty because Decore fouled Chilwell. Foden Diaz need to show up tomorrow. Foden might not start, Clara, I'm afraid. It's interesting how the droppers from OG Prem teams have cycled back around. Forest, Newcastle, Villa, likes of Sheffield United, Norwich, both skip between top two divisions. Well, those clubs will always have a strong fan base. They'll always attract, you know, match day revenue, which it equates into spending money and stuff. But I love how we've got, you know, some of the lesser clubs, smaller clubs, you know, like Brighton and Brentford, who are getting in on by being financially astute and on merit. I love that. We'd rather watch Burnley versus Norwich. Zach, go to my Twitch. For some reason, I can't give you the link. Go to my Twitch page. Go to all the panels. There will be a link which you can click. Just like Discord panel. And you'll be able to join it automatically. If Chelsea were genuine contenders, would they have wiped the floor today? Not necessarily, because it's the start of the season. You know, Liverpool are title contenders and they drop points. But I probably would have been expected to see a bit more. I thought Chelsea were there for... This is a poor Everton side, which is injury ridden without a proper striker, and Chelsea struggled. So, whilst I don't think we should necessarily be using it for anything, I'm still convinced that Chelsea will not challenge and that they'll finish at the highest 4th. I wouldn't be surprised if they came out of the top 4. A lot of people have predicted Chelsea 5th, Arsenal 4th. I've personally gone the other way around. But I would be amazed if they somehow finished ahead of Spurs. Because Spurs have Conte. Spurs' side is just much more exciting as well. The opening few games usually mean nothing yet. I guess in the opening weeks, it's just important to get through the games, get match fitness, get points on the board, that sort of thing. But City play West Ham tomorrow. So I'll be doing a watch along for that. Make sure to join me for that. Hopefully some of my technology issues and technological swines will have resolved themselves by then. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today, guys. First watch along of the new Prem season. Really hope you enjoyed it. I'm trying to make background changes to hopefully improve the quality of the watch alongs to make it a better user experience for you guys. I'll say it one more time. If you would like to, and if you're able to, or you want to ask your parents for it as a gift, make sure to join the Patreon. You can join for 5p or 20p a day. It really is that cheap, but it does go a long way to help support the channel. Jack, for example, is a knoblet and supports the channel. Thank you for that. and it does allow me to continue doing this permanently full time. But until next time, guys, I am off. Have a lovely rest of your evening, and I'll see you next time tomorrow. City West Ham. But and there's in fact there's Jack's name. There's Jack's name right there. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.